let's start this off as we normally do. Are we recording, Semi?
I mean, just start it. Okay, got it.
Are we recording?
We're recording now.
Are we live yet?
We're
Somebody
live.
say something
are we
really
rolling?
racist
We're
and
rolling.
offensive.
Action.
Okay.
The lights are
whole
on.
cow.
Okay, so Blackie's removed from this intro list because he's going to be the guest star, apparently. So we have Kronos as,
Argithol.
Hatdan as,
Feldir Forge-Hammer.
Marcus as,
Corvus Idolas.
Semi as,
Gifton Rotgren.
Tobias as,
Not possessed Cassiopeus steel shot.
You almost forgot your
Okay.
last name.
yeah, smooth.
It's been so long.
It's been a week.
Welcome, role players, to the Burning of Tarnstead D&D game. Nerds, geeks, dorks. You're here because you all love fantasy just a bit too much. So, who's ready to roll some dice? Now, you've already met in the intro before this one, so let me introduce myself. I'm Ali, and I'm the DM around here. Who'd like to recap?
I would.
Go for it.
All right. So last week, what happened is we woke up in the temple of the god of
Amor.
Imor. Yeah, I almost said Ilan.
The god of Imor.
The god of Amor. The god of Amor. The temple of Amor. We were there with Father Stone. We had woken up because he gets up early and he made a bunch of ruckus, so a bunch of us woke up. Thaldir took that moment to go, I have something to do. And he went to go see his people at his planet, also known as the Church of Talon. He went up there and he met with Father... One second, I'll find it in the notes. Turner.
Mhm.
Yeah, Father Turner, who provided him with a magical scroll that we did not know that at the time, and wished him his best. And even though Thaldir asked him, hey, you still want to come help me? It would be kind of cool. And Father Turner was like, I got a sermon today, because it's Talon Day. It's Tell Day or whatever it is. So, he left there and he started heading back. Meanwhile, Gifton was in the middle of... What was I doing? I was busy writing my report for the Shire Reef. I got that written with a lot of inky mess. Then while I was doing that, I asked Cassiopeia and Argy if they could kindly go over to the Fine Cut and let them know that I would be late today because we were going ghost hunting. So they went and did that. Then Thaldir and Cassiopeia and Argy came back. I think they picked up breakfast on the way. I think that's right. And they went to a really cool pie shop. Well, I think Cassiopeia did. Miss Lovett's Pie Merchant or whatever. Then they came back. Thaldir came back, and then I finished working on my thing, and I was like, okay, cool, now I need to drop that off. And I said, by the way, who got the silver? And then there was an awkward pause as we realized no one had gone out to get the silver that day. Corvus, meanwhile, had been spending the entire morning going through the records, trying to piece together stuff from the crypts, and meanwhile, oh shit, I'm trying to remember what we said Carrick was doing. Carrick was passed out on a pew, if I remember right.
Yep,
right?
he stepped in.
Yeah, he slept in. So we decided to all go with Father Stone to the Shining Stone, which is a jeweler, taking Carrick, Thaldir, Argy. Meanwhile, Cassiopeia and Argy... Cassiopeia and Argy went to the King's Mercy. Thaldir, Carrick, and Father Stone and I went to the Shining Stone. We split up the groups. One group took the cart over to the workyard to go get it worked on. That's when they went and got the pies and ate at the Meaty Soup Bone and got food. Meanwhile, the rest of the party went to the Shining Stone. I ordered a pretty necklace for Dingus. Carrick got hit on by the proprietor of the Shining Stone, and then who likes to be called Allah, who may also be a half-dragon. We bought the silver. Thaldir used the guy's tools to shave it down into a fine powder. I flew off, delivered my note really quick, and then met everybody back up at Father Stone's. Meanwhile, Corvus had an awkward conversation with a certain tavern keeper about time for everybody else to arrive. We ate food, and then we went and fought ghosts. We busted some ghosts, and during the course of busting some ghosts, Cassiopeia got completely taken over, and some people nearly died, but thankfully not because Cassiopeia almost ran them through, but luckily she missed because that would have killed them. And we cleansed the whole place. We figured out there was something that was underneath the bottom floor of the basement. So there's something under the stones or something about the center point of the understones right there in the foundation. And I believe that is where we left off.
Well done. Take your inspiration.
Oh, thank God, because I didn't have one for the first time in a while.
I guess I should mention briefly, Thaldir overheard some discreet conversation over at House Terrace.
I thought that
Stuff
was in the
about
previous
House
session.
Landor.
No,
No.
that's current one.
That was as he was wandering to the temple.
Oh, that's right. You did the really cool long circle around, and you got spotted by the guard at Landor House because you followed the mercenaries back from House Terrace, right?
Yeah, that was the start of the trip to.
Well, the
get
mercenary-looking guys, they were like really well equipped and not like house guards. And,
Blackheart speak.
Yes.
Okay.
That has food. That is a hamburger.
okay, so we're
And
all
we
good.
have Blackheart playing.
A very hungry Carrick Marsh.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
I would be hungry.
Oh, I'd like to point out that the last ghost was killed by a killing blow from a certain pseudo-dragon.
Yes, Dingus is very mighty, as we all know.
MVP.
Okay. Let's see. So, where we left off was you all still in the tavern having just defeated the ghosts. Now, one thing neglected to do last week is the ghosts do drop a little bit of stuff that can be scavenged if you guys so wish to try. You can see sort of residues of ectoplasm and strange sort of misty objects, that kind of shit.
Anybody got some jars? Or empty potion bottles?
I might have something in my satchels. How about I go and take a look at them?
Okay.
Are we just gonna rummage our bag and pull an empty absinthe bottle? Because I still have that.
I just wasn't sure if you guys drank a bunch of your potions.
I also did that too.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling to find where this file was gone to. Oh, by the way, first game on a new computer. Exciting.
Woo!
Woo!
Also, having Ali go, where the fuck did I put the files in this folder? So, do bear with me for a moment, because,
Rawr.
little chaotic.
Rawr.
Yeah.
Now is that the bit?
Right, well, we're going to do this using the old gathering system because I can't find the file of the new one, so this will be the last one on the old crafting system.
Do you need, was it Hammond's? Is that the one you're looking
I
for?
do not recall what it was called.
Okay.
Quick look PDF. Okay. So, what we're going to do, who is going around to check the remains?
Corvus.
I would
Cool.
think you want to take Thaldir because he's better at survival. He's better at figuring out
I
what you can
believe
actually
so.
harvest, I think.
I think for these, it will actually be religion. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, we're
Take the
doing.
priest.
Okay. I see what you're doing.
Oh.
Religion? We're all fucked.
Oh,
I have a priest.
such-
Intelligence class here, so
Good
I
luck.
can do that.
Yep.
Oh, this is opened up in Microsoft Edge. That's why there aren't the things I'm looking for.
Ah.
How edgy.
New computer, don't have stuff. Remind me to download Acrobat Reader later. Okay. What we're gonna do is Eddie's gonna go to the monster section and figure out G for ghost. That's how you spell ghost.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So what we're going to do is, Corvus, you're searching some of the remains. Is anybody else searching other remains? Because there's what, 4 or 5 to do? 4, I think.
You know what? I want to check out the one that me and Dingus did at the bottom.
Okay. So let's go back. We're going to go back to that map briefly, so that Ali can see the bodies and what they're called, because that's very helpful. All right, the one at the bottom is a Spectre. So you would like to harvest the Spectre. Where are you heading, Corvus?
Seems like he's at the bar, so probably hit the, what was that, the Wraith or the Poltergeist?
This is a Poltergeist.
And then the Wraith, if no one else does them.
Okay.
I will go hit the other one because I'm pretty sure I'm the only person in the group that actually knows where this one was killed.
I'm
'Cause
not
I don't
a
think-
sciencey person. I don't.
Gifted knows where that one is.
Oh, I didn't think she was in there when we killed it.
I was.
Oh, okay.
I was where everything was killed. You and me almost were everywhere. I was here for this one. I was here for this one, and I was for the ones in the main room.
Okay.
Because we killed the ones in the main room before we left to down here.
Each of you, I want you to give me a religion check.
2 for Corvus.
Yep, but we'll handle one at a time. So,
Okay.
One religion check first, please. Nice. Okay.
Gotta go to church. Jeez.
Bella. Good. Okay. Let's. Why does Control F not work in this?
Why don't you just take a second and download Acrobat Reader so you don't have to struggle?
Yeah, I guess that's the smart thing to do.
Because otherwise you're just going to struggle and you'll lose just as much time as if you just sit there and get that.
Why are you smart?
Because I have a great intelligence off my character.
That's true.
Okay.
I believe she gets smarter with more pets around.
Now, while I'm downloading this, I would like the group to sing the group's theme song for me.
We didn't start the fire. It was always burning. Tarnstead was serving.
Beautiful.
From now on, we're gonna have to start sessions by like, all right, everyone stand for the national team anthem.
It's probably a good thing we're not actively streaming because we probably would have just scared off the entire audience.
What do you mean not actively streaming?
Well,
Okay, well, then we did just scare off the entire audience.
Right, this is going to take a bit to download. So what we're going to do is we're going to save these roles, and you are gathering up bits of ghostly essence that is weirdly coalescing and seeming to reform itself in minor forms, and that's the excuse for why you don't know what it is at this immediate moment.
So
And I'm just
gathered goop.
I'm just going to note down your results. Okay. Gift half items. Carrot. 4 items. Corvus 4 items. Ghost touch between them. Porter. Okay, and give me your other roll, please, Corvus. Okay. No, don't worry, that is a success. Right, so in your various little jars and implements and whatever you want to use to contain these, you have gathered up ghostly essence. And it looks like it is forming up into shapes that you are guessing might be useful. Gifton, you had a little bit of trouble though, like as you were trying to scoop some up, it sort of like dissipated itself and faded away.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I'm trying to use a bottle, and it's like big as me or bigger. And I'm like, And me and Dingus fumbled it. It spun and went all over the place.
Somehow ink got in it
Yeah.
again.
Nah, it's just more residue off of Dingus.
But yeah, you are all there having gathered stuff and basking in the success of your campaign to rid the ghosts of rid the inn of ghosts.
That would have been a very
Well,
interesting version of that fight.
We rid the ghosts of their second life.
I guess I have to play VR chat now.
But what about all their lindens?
I'm pretty sure that's what we just collected in the jars.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna flip back up with Dingus. I couldn't get all of it. My jar broken. Jar completely not broken. Completely capable of mending everything.
It's also a very small jar.
I used a jar though. I got some.
Quite. Did we? So what's going on?
Well, we should probably go report that we did this and turn in our weapons again, right? That would be the
Did-
responsible thing to do.
How about and Father Stone is sort of picking himself up, catching
Are
his
you
breath.
okay?
A little shaken, but I feel quite good. That was an experience.
You are quite strong with your God's will.
Well, I had faith, and that's what you need to see for in the end. Although a bit of martial might doesn't help. Doesn't help? Does help.
Yes.
There was that slow, awkward moment where I was like, "Doesn't help." Oh.
That was about
Okay.
everyone in there.
Okay, Father Stone. I didn't realize it didn't.
Well, how about before we go hand in what information you need to hand in or such, we head back to the temple and tell Elias.
That
Okay.
seems fair. Let's go. We should lock back up, right?
Oh, yes.
Who has the keys?
Foul Deer had the key, I
Ghost
believe.
had the keys.
Yep.
Oh, no, we're all doomed.
Hold up the keys. I got them here.
Okay, let's lock up. We'll have to try and fix some of this stuff later. Cassie, are you alright? Do you need to show us on the teddy bear where the bad ghost touched you?
When did you get a teddy bear?
Suddenly, a full-size black bear just appears. What just happened?
I'm assuming he's got to be out already. So.
Yeah, probably. Cassiopeia, sort of nods and makes a non-committal comment. But seems to be themselves now.
Yep. All right, let's go. I'm gonna ride Dingus outside.
Argue to calmly follow.
Outside and to the temple.
RG, if you go to this meaty soup bone today or tonight, could you get some Scotch eggs for Dingus? Cause he earned it. He killed a ghost.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
I'll pay for it.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Dingus, you like that, right? Scotch eggs.
Also, I am pasting the loot you guys have acquired.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yay.
I will put it
It's
in
gonna
here.
be all sticky then.
You guys can list it off properly yourselves.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So ectoplasm.
Ignore the full items and half items. You got everything that I've put there. That was just a note for me to know what to put there. Corvus, I need you to roll 1d4 for me.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's Wisp of Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Throw.
Yeah, 3 Wisps of Shadow.
Ow.
Oh goodness. All right, Allie.
So if I got half items, does that mean I only get one of those?
No. That was a note from me. There was a little more on that. So
Oh.
ignore the half items part. You get both of
Okay.
those things.
Okay. All right. So I'm seeing that we get 1, 2, 3 vials of ectoplasm. So I'm just gonna put that into our loot stuff.
Have you considered hiring
so
a bard to
There's
sing
more than that
higher and
because there's
higher?
2 more at the end of Corvus's.
There's 5
Yeah.
total. So 5.
I'm marking them down on my treasure sheet.
Well, I'm putting it into the party pool because better just keep it there, I guess, too. So, but yeah, totally write yours down. I'm just writing down the ones, the pinch
In the loot
of
tracker.
because I got the pinch of spirit dust stuff, and I'm gonna be handing my stuff off to
I am
Yes,
disappointed
Carrick.
that all of these have alchemist and none of them have cooking utensils. I wanted to cook the ghosts.
You wanted to write down the other ones specifically in yours? Because if you're gonna write yours in your loot, I'll just take them out of the other thing then.
Yeah, I got them in mine.
All right, so I'll take 3 of the ectoplasms away for party loot.
And I see it there, but I don't know that about the curse, of course. Crown of the Undead.
Technically, I don't think you actually know any of what. the
Yeah,
actual
I don't
things
know any
do.
of that. That's
Yeah.
true.
We haven't tried doing it.
Okay, so I put yours and mine into the loot, Blackheart, so that way, because I'm assuming it's going in party loot. So since his, I'm not recording it. All right, so
Right,
we are
got
heading
you
out.
recording done?
I'm done.
Okay. So Father Stone starts to head down the street back towards the Church of Imor. You're all following along, I expect. As you get to roughly here, the little corner by House Terrace,
By the
there
way,
is.
I'm sing-songing the whole way there because I'm having a
What are
good
you
time.
sing-songing?
It's the song from Guild Wars 2. Fear not this night, you will not go
Okay.
astray.
Dingus tries to sort of wobble along with you,
Yeah.
with his little meeps and chirps and roars. It's not
Okay.
a particularly pleasant sound, but he's having fun with you.
Yes, we're having fun. And I am totally letting him join in
Give
and
me a
giving him
performance
pats.
roll, Sam.
Ah. This will be bad. I don't care, though. So.
In fact, you can have advantage. Dingus is helping you.
Oh, okay. I'll take that advantage.
Dingus is trying to harmonize and back up your vocals. Right, 18. Yeah, so Gifton is singing a merry little tune, and it's actually quite nice. Dingus's harmonics intertwining with hers seems to help carry it further than her small size would normally allow. And
I would like to point out I rolled an 18 without his help.
With Dingus's help.
With Dingus's help, it got so much better. I have a beatboxer working with me, and he's helping out.
It's the remix.
Yep.
And it just seems to put a spring in your step as you move along. Except maybe Faldir. I don't know if you're supposed to be a springy type. But
I feel insulted.
As you get to this corner, that singing is suddenly deafened out by a booming voice and a column of what appears to be light forming in the middle of this square, just up the street from you. You can see the clouds parting up above as this bright. It would be almost searing in its brightness, except your eyes seem to be able to gaze upon it easily without pain.
In a panic, I'm gonna yell, "Get behind me! Watch out!" Try to think of like what I can brace for spells at this point. Do I have any spells left?
Then there is a similar degree of panic coming from people around you. People in the streets sort of backing up, some staring up in awe, as a booming, feminine but very strong and bold voice calls out, "Father Stone, servant of Imor, step forward." And you see, emerging from that column of light, a pair of wings. Wide, brilliantly black wings that seem to juxtapose against the light, but it's very hard to see the actual figure sporting them thanks to this light.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, so a
So
column
you-
of fire just emerged in the ground, calling for
Light.
Sotherstone's
No, not fire, light.
Light.
A column of
Yeah.
light
Argie's going
emerged.
to look at it very calm and go, huh. Reach into her belt, pull out a flask, and take a swig.
And
Put it back in.
I'm kind of poking RG. Do we need to kill that?
No,
I don't think that would be wise. Father Stone says, very hesitantly, starting to walk forward.
Is it
Towards
safe
this,
for you to go over there, Stone?
But
I'm
is
going to walk behind him a few feet.
is out here.
Are you sure, Father?
This feels right. That feels right. And
Trust the priest.
I mean, if it wasn't, there's not much we could do about it.
All right, I'm
character.
I am actually gonna do the most cowardly thing I can think of. I'm gonna like drive Dingus so we're like kind of behind RG, and then we're just kind of peeking around behind one of RG's legs.
Fantastic.
RG seems to be taking this fine, so I'm just gonna do that.
How is this of any sort of known event?
those that feel that they are well learned and well read can roll for me a religion check.
Nope.
Okay.
Red? No, definitely not.
Nope.
Or oral stories, whatever you please.
I'll give the stories a chance, I guess.
Nope.
No. Dwarven stories, not to.
Well, I've spent more time away from dwarves than I have with dwarves.
Okay, and you guys are only checkers, right?
Yeah, I don't
So-
think my character would.
As you all start to approach this column and this figure forming in it, are any of you hanging back?
Not me.
Hanging.
I'm hanging back with RG. Wherever RG goes, I go.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm hanging back because I have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
I'm not, because I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, Corvus is in the middle.
I
Well,
guess
I don't think there's much of a minute. I think they're literally just staying there and not approaching.
Okay. Well, some of them were approaching.
Yeah, I
I-
think that's only me.
Yeah, I was following behind the father.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
you do.
But-
So
two of us.
Faldir and Corvus are actually moving along with him.
Carrick.
Carrick, rather. Yeah.
And Corvus is bringing up the rear of that group.
Okay, so you're going to
Oh,
move
my.
up slightly behind them.
Yep.
Right. Now, this is a little bit of a distance, and as Father Stone and you three approach this column, it's not just light. It seems to have a form and a mass to it. You can see these sort of semi-incandescent swirls of energy starting to coalesce and form together. This column of light shrinking down from the clouds and finally forming into a almost glowing sphere just on the street's pavement.
Out of character, I want to poke it.
You can see people gawping and muttering and pointing as you near, and when you're but 10 meters away or so, this sphere finally, there's a mix of dissipating energy and energy collecting itself in the center, and there is a figure left standing there as finally that glow fades, and who is it? Yeah, Cassie and Faldir.
Yes.
Give me what is
Cassie?
give me what is recollection?
I think it just falls under straight stat.
Yes,
I think it's either intelligence or wisdom.
I
Probably
will. I will allow either because that's always been a little weird.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So just a roll, no save.
just a roll. Yeah. Okay.
Better than I expected, but worse than it could have been.
Okay, well, this makes sense. Cassie's a bit further away. Faldia, you recognise the womanly figure that is now standing in front of you. Looks a whole lot like that carving on the statue you saw down below in the crypts that Cassiopeia seemed to be so spooked by. Although, despite the angels that the wings that were in that column of light, they now seem to be missing from the figure that sort of resembles that angelic statue.
The angelic statue actually had wings, if
Yes.
I remember right. Yeah.
It did.
Mara Johnson was the angelic statue, by the way.
Yeah. Did those wings look similar?
The ones that were here just a bit ago in that column of light, yeah.
Hmm.
Although far larger, but yes.
There's something wrong about this. Something off. Seen her, I think.
And this figure approaches to meet you. And Father Stone, strangely enough, actually sort of seems to waver and then fall down to his knees.
Should we be doing that?
It's an angel. You hear him sort of whisper. And the figure, just very calmly, her voice no longer booming out, says, "Please rise, devout one." And you can see her gaze lingering on him for a moment, and then passing over the three of you. And then briefly her head tilts as if to look past you at the group that stayed back.
You're cutting out.
I'm cutting out.
She's not counting out for me.
Not on my end.
Yeah,
That's
it's got to
just
be
you.
you.
Okay.
And Father Stone very slowly starts to get up, and Falder actually sort of reaches out to grasp onto you to help himself up.
I'll try and help him up, yeah.
And you can feel that his hand that's trying to grasp you is quivering a bit. And the figure says, I need to find my note. That's what she says.
That's really awkward.
Yes, you see the figure roughly trying to find her. Okay, there it is. Isaac Stone. You have shown yourself to be a most devout follower of Imor, and your service in bringing the dead to rest sends a grand shining example to those that would serve your lord. As such, it is deemed that you are worthy of his gift. And she actually reaches out, and there is a brief touch to Elias's forehead. And nothing seems to actually happen, except he seems to straighten up a bit more. And then her arm drops, and she looks at you, Faldir. She looks at you, Corvus. And she looks at you, Carrick. Carrick went, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And your assistance has not gone unnoticed. For a while, you shall be sporting the boon of my father.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It is good to assist.
Thank you for your service to the dead. And then she steps back, and suddenly, with a slight shift of her body, those wings that were previously hidden flare out suddenly, wide. And the voice once again becomes booming. And she goes, I name Father Isaac Stone as a cleric of Imor, carrying his divine power so that he may serve Imor to the end. And then there's a little. What was that, Becky?
He's now a lich.
And then we got
And then there's a small smile on her face, and without even a shimmer or anything of the sort, she's gone.
I'm gonna divine sense the moment she disappears because I want to know what happened.
Okay.
Blinks.
There is absolutely no presence.
Whew. Okay, it's gone.
Ah,
Maya John.
well, that was interesting.
Oh, she was terrifying.
Featherstone, are you okay?
Would you just say Felder? Felder?
Looked like the figurehead in the crypt. Maya Johnson, 350 years ago.
Yes, I'm fine. Gifton, thank you. And
We all saw that, right?
Saw what? Sorry, couldn't say it. Couldn't avoid that. Yes. Yes.
and I don't think we were the only ones. He says, looking around, and there is a lot of people gathered in the square. A lot of people looking and staring at Father Stone, and quite a few at you all as well. And you can even see people sort of streaming in from other streets. It seems like, despite that voice sounding loud but clear to you guys, it actually carried a lot further than you'd believe.
Well, it looks like there's not just one that's blessed with the power of the gods in this town anymore, Featherstone.
Let's get back to the temple.
Yes, I agree with her. And
You
he
sure
starts to-
you're okay?
I
Do you need
There's a
help?
lot.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
Look at my finger.
Yes, I can see your finger.
I'm looking at your eyes. See.
Yes. Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Corvus looks at his own finger. It's like, oh.
Gifton's giving a worried look. Let's get him off the street, guys. He needs someplace to sit down.
Yes.
Yeah, and he
Right.
seems to be quite happy to be led along. It doesn't look like he's in any particular distress. It just seems like he's having trouble absorbing what just happened.
I was touched by
Shock
an
and
angel kind
awe.
of stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh no, there's going to be a court case, and they're going to sue the angel.
And as you're moving along, everybody give me perception checks, please.
Perceptiononis. Oosh. Cassiopeia.
Very nice.
Can't roll anything else.
Very
Gifton.
Very nice. Okay.
Corvus is still staring at his finger.
Gifton's actually kind of a little freaked out because, I mean, that's nothing I would expect she's ever heard anything about.
Okay, starting from the bottom of people who actually do get to notice something, Carrick. Because they're not being particularly sneaky about it, you do see guards that are on patrol, just wandering the streets. A few of them do seem to be hurrying very, very quickly back towards Dolph Keep. Faldia, and of course the rest of the people that rolled well see this as well. Faldia, you notice on top of that, there are a few priests that do wander about on errands and so on, and they too seem to be heading back towards their respective churches, temples, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
And Cassiopeia and Gifton. One thing you do see, way down the street past where that angel appeared, standing outside his temple, is the head of the Church of Telan.
Oh.
And that Father Aurel, his face looks like it's almost rageful.
Oh. There's an angry man. That's about as much as I'm going to be able to convey in a minute.
And he yells out,
Yeah, I think Archie saw that as well.
No, that was just Cassie and Gifton.
With the
Oh,
20.
actually, no, RG. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah, I was gonna say I rolled neither of them.
But you didn't get the green number.
The green number doesn't matter.
Bigger number.
Yep,
Number go
you
up.
see that? You see that as well, RG. But yep, you're able to make your way back towards the church of Imor, where Elias is actually standing outside, wide-eyed, as you guys come back down the street.
We killed the ghost.
So I understand.
Oh, did you get the message?
I heard that. Yes, I felt that.
Okay.
It got weird in here.
Father Stone needs to sit down.
Yes. I imagine he does.
Elias,
Come
are
on,
you
come on.
okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It was strange here.
I know it was
and
really creepy outside, and I've never seen
he-
anything like that before. But she was so pretty.
He hurries over and actually takes Father Stone's arm. He's like, "Come on, Isaac, come sit down," and helps you get him into the church.
Strange here.
Whispers,
Wait, if
noise.
all those guards went running and stuff like that, they're gonna know that we finished the job. So we probably need to go turn in our weapons before we get in trouble, right?
Was that part of the agreement? Was to turn in the weapons?
Yes, we
I
can
mean,
only
that's
have
the
our
general
weapons.
understanding.
The understanding is we
Well-
can only have our weapons for as long as we're doing the job.
Well, we could kind of say we're still on the job because we need to make sure nothing comes back tonight.
A god sent an angel down to say we vanquished the ghosts. I don't know if there's better proof than that the ghosts might be
At
gone.
the same time, I don't think anyone's going to argue with the people who just said, "Hi, what's up?" to Elaine.
I think you can all afford to take a moment. Father Stone says,
Okay.
"Just let's all sit down for a bit." Yeah,
Alright.
Corvus sits.
and Father Stone takes a seat at one of his pews.
Could you lead us in a prayer, maybe?
A prayer. Yes, certainly.
This might be a good time for one.
Okay. Yes, I can do that. He says, and
I say putting the
he-
DM on spot.
he actually seems to gather himself together a bit at that suggestion. It's something he's familiar
Routine,
with.
yeah.
Yes. And he actually gets up and heads over to his little dais and moves behind it. So, I think, first of all, I should say thank you for helping me with this endeavor. But we should also offer up our thanks to Imor, who fills me with the faith I need to do my duty. Imor guides those who need to be guided towards their final fate. People follow their own faiths, their own creeds, but all come into his arms in the end. And he pauses and sets his hands down on the little dais. And I suppose now I shall be a little more responsible in that. I hope he continues to guide me in my life and gives me the strength I need to do what I must do. And I'm sure not many like to hear this, but I'm sure he will be a presence in your lives as well.
Gifton not being sure what you're supposed to do at the end of a sermon starts clapping.
Oh, dear.
I'm sorry, but you can't tell me that's not fitting.
Well, it's not fitting, but we can't say it's not fitting of her.
Nice. So that clapping fills an otherwise very silent place.
I mean, it's a small clapping too, but
Oh, that's even worse.
I like to think it's like a golf clap.
Argy just
people
kind
would
of calmly reaches down and clasps her hand around Gifton to stop the clapping.
Do we not clap?
Really?
Oh. What do you do at church?
You give solace and
I mean, what other people do, what I do. I mostly sit waiting for it to end so I can go home.
I don't know. I wanted to learn about it because we don't have this. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude.
Would you take out one of the little pamphlets for her? They're in the pews in front of you.
It's like a poster board.
But I like to think it's and you've decided to have a religion.
I will lead us in a short prayer.
At least
And,
there's they decide to have a religion. I'm so sorry.
He takes a breath and just says, "In your hands, Amor, we humbly trust our brothers and sisters. In this life, you have watched over them, awaiting their end. And now, with your tender love, you deliver them from every evil of this world and bid them eternal rest. And, amen, I suppose."
Amen.
Amen.
Am I supposed to say amen?
Yes, that's what you typically say.
Okay. You have to tell me when I do the wrong things.
Addy stops desperately Googling death prayer.
Yeah, that's an awkward Google.
That might set off some alarm bells somewhere.
And as he stays there in a moment of silence, you hear a sudden knocking at the door, which is insistent but light, as if trying to be politeful.
Do people normally knock it? Like out of character, I guess would be. Is that a usual
if there's
thing?
not
Or?
enough
It's
pissed
not
off person,
usual.
May or may not be magic in the building now.
Carrot, could you get the door, please?
Sure. Gonna go over to the door and.
And as you open up the door, there's the familiar face of William Tillman, the commander of Dolph Keep.
Oh, okay, I'm like
Close
seeing
the
who
door.
going.
Sinks
Close the
into
door.
the pews.
Close the door. We are not ready to receive him. Close the door.
Are you actively
can I-
saying
can I-
that?
No, not saying that.
just
Gifted would
saying.
never say that. She loves
Because if
William
Gifted
Sister.
doesn't say it, he's not
And,
gonna do it because he's like, we're under orders.
As you
So.
open the door, he nods at you and goes, "Mr. Mask,"
Sir.
and he tilts his body a bit to look past you towards Father Stone.
I try to stand in the way so he doesn't see Corvus.
Corvus is sliding down the bench.
Father Stone, may I enter? And Father Stone just sort of gestures vaguely as if to come in. And Tillman steps in. So,
We killed
take it.
ghosts.
Yes, I expect it's done then.
Oh yeah, we gotta turn in our weapons. We're sorry. We're just taking a breath.
No rush. So my men tell me that an angel appeared in the town square.
We don't have a contract for that.
I don't think many people do. So he stands there awkwardly, as if really unsure of how to deal with the situation himself.
Caspia is just going to suddenly blurt out, it was haunted. It's not anymore. Stones may have been pulled from someplace that they shouldn't have been. Gonna leave it at that. And then she's going to start eating a pie real nervously.
Arju's just gonna deadpan. I think he's magic now. Like Father Stone.
And that actually causes a slight grimace on Father Stone's face. And Tillman says, I think they prefer blessed rather than magic.
I don't really
Yeah,
know the difference. I was raising the boonies.
magic and divine is very, very different, and I messed it up.
That's in character, by the way. I don't really know the difference. I was just
Yeah.
the boonies.
Yes, so... Well, congratulations, Father Stone. And Stone just nods slowly. Would you like me to send word off to the Central Temple? And Father Stone nods slowly again. Okay. Well, well done, all of you. Take your time. I'm going to trust you here. But if you would please report to the keep at your own convenience so that we can sign off on this work.
I'm gonna miss my
And-
bow.
And he scratches his head briefly, looks at Father Stone, and looks at the rest of you, and goes, I think it would be impolite to take the talk of the towns, the one sporting the boon of a Moor, to disarm them right now. I'm going to grant you some dispensation. Keep your weapons on you. Be responsible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If you believe that's wise, I will follow that.
What the hell was that noise?
Sorry, I thought I was being quiet enough that you couldn't hear it.
No, that
No.
was loud.
Shaka, shaka, shaka.
I say this both for reasons of presentation and this kind of occurrence has happened a few times, and there's always a bit of excitement in the notes on history around these sort of events. And you know what excitement can do to people. Keep those weapons for your own safety as well.
Duly noted.
Okay, we have a duty of care.
Yes, you do. That's... He sort of nods as if he likes what you just said. Well, again, in your own time, I'd appreciate seeing you and talking to you properly, but I felt I should come here and congratulate you, Father. Are you okay? You look a little pale. And
He's-
Father Stone just nods.
He's having. It's been a bit much, I think. He probably should let him rest. I think he's had a bit of a day. He was super
Yeah.
brave, though.
I'm glad to hear it, and I'm sure you're all brave as well. And he sort of starts to actually go between you because he was mostly focused on Stone during that conversation.
Dingus killed a ghost.
Who?
I pointed at my dragon.
The dragon thing.
Oh yes. Well, really?
Yeah. Carrick was there. Carrick saw it, right, Carrick?
Yes, he delivered the final blow to one of the ghosts.
I punched one.
Oh, well done to you all.
Are you genuinely sacrificed for the punch you gave?
I just love that.
I just like, well
I
done.
punched
Here,
the ghost.
here. Let me put that up on the fridge for you,
Oh.
kids.
Table, gold star.
And yes, and he actually moves over to you, Dingus Gifton.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you play Dingus now.
I'm playing Dingus now.
And he takes a gold coin out of his coin purse. I received your report. Very nicely written.
Yay! I hope it helps.
It does indeed. And I hate to ask, but would you all mind writing up a report on this incident as well? It's a little more important than I originally believed.
The entire one, or just what happened?
You can elect one of you to take down everybody's notes if you so wish.
No. The whole thing, including what happened at the tavern, or just what happened?
The
No,
investigations.
all of it.
Okay.
All of it, please.
Got a gold coin.
Yeah, I bid you a good day.
Yay!
Good day, sir.
Have fun
And,
storming the castle.
Yes.
Does he do like the opposite?
Oh.
As he starts to head out, he opens the door, and immediately you can see people are starting to gather outside.
It seems you have a larger congregation now, Father.
Do you want us to have people leave you alone for a little bit, or do you want them to come in?
I need some time.
Okay. Why don't we clear... Who wants to be door guards for a little bit?
I'll do it.
Alright.
Please do not damage any knees.
Okay.
Maybe we assure people that Father Stone is collecting himself after what happened and in deep prayer. And that he will meet with people tomorrow? And lead a prayer? Maybe? I don't know. What
Yes, the day should be fine. So yes, tomorrow. I'll hold a sermon tomorrow.
Alright. We'll let everybody know that, alright?
Okay, thank you. And
I'm very proud of you, Father Stone. You're a really great man.
Yes, quite a great man. A female voice says. And from sort of off to the side near one of the walls.
Hmm.
And if anybody looks over there,
I'm looking
it's
over there.
that same
Mhm.
figure from the square.
You're back.
Yes, on more quiet terms. I'm
We
sorry for the spectacle, but it tends to be necessary to get news out there of the
That appearing
anointed.
out of nowhere thing is just really creepy as hell.
I apologize.
No, keep it up. Just, yeah.
I'll go talk to people outside. Gifton's kind of shifting and kind of starting to ride Dingus out.
I'm sure it can wait a moment.
Mm, uh,
A moment. Yes. Not long.
Yes. So, you have all caught the attention of my lord. Tell me, I understand why he would take on this task, and she gestures at Stone. But her gaze returns to the rest of you. But why did you insist?
Or you actually speak up. It didn't seem like anyone else was good, and he didn't do anything wrong. Gesturing over to Linus.
Decent.
I thought
Right.
it would have been prudent to help someone that was not being helped. Um, we have come from quite a trying experience, I suppose, and sort of gave us a purpose to.
Well, you have helped two of our faithful, Elias Cantor, who has prayed to Imor so many a time, and Isaac Stone, who has pledged his life to us, and his afterlife.
On an aside, Allie,
Mm-hmm.
through Corvus's medical, would anybody who was deemed probably close to death, would they have been represented by an Amoran priest or maybe offered a prayer of the
It's
sorts?
Imor's priests will always take in and handle anyone of any faith if they are requested to. They do not discriminate in the death proceedings. Many people like to have their funerals as such arranged by their own churches, but many more do in fact go to Imor's priests. They are primarily undertakers, essentially. Those close to death, not so much.
They don't do last rites like
They
we
do
do.
Yeah,
not.
they're,
They do
they're
not. They
not
do
the
not.
chaplain.
They do not handle last rites.
Gotcha.
That tends to be handled by the person's own faith priests.
Actually, here's an out of character question:
Mm-hmm.
Is because I don't know if you've thought about this, is a more a highly actual worshipped god?
Yes,
okay.
it does have established churches, priests. It does have worshippers among the populace. It's not one of the more popularly worshipped ones,
Okay.
simply because people tend to be a bit skeeved about the idea of
Squeamish?
calling a death god's attention to themselves.
Okay.
But those
Also,
that,
is a little bit morbid, admittedly.
yeah, but those that are a bit more introspective and look a little bit more beyond the mortal coil tend to have an appreciation for what Immor offers.
Okay.
I'm assuming older people have a tendency to be a little bit more
Yeah,
respectful of
there
more.
are a lot of older people, people that have lost others. There's a lot that find comfort in some deity that will actually cares about your comfort in the afterlife rather than just your servitude in the actual life.
Okay.
Yeah, would Cassiopeia's mentor have gone to him more?
You don't know,
Yeah.
Possibly.
possibly. Right, where was I? Let's see.
Angel Lady
Yes.
speaking.
Yes, you have assisted two of the faithful, so we thank you, as we will be paying attention. There is that event you have dealt with is not likely to be the last in this town. There is someone acting against my lord's wishes, my lord's peace.
Someone's causing ghosts or raising the dead.
Desecrating peace of the afterlife.
Hmm. You wouldn't happen to know who, would you?
I know some of those around him, but for some reason we can't see who it is.
I don't know how all of this works, but your statue is below. Do you see through that?
Oh, no. And that was a statue for someone else. She gave herself to me so that I may act in this world long ago.
Corvus' mind is now trying to connect dots.
This is not my body, she says, gesturing at herself.
Great,
Ah,
I have to start calling you Jimmy.
A faithful gave it so that
Most faithful.
more can
She was
treat.
ill, and she knew her time was coming. And she prayed to be of use. And I answered her prayers.
I mean, better to choose the way you go. Respect that.
Still. Father Stone, I charge you to seek out the disturbance here and put it to rest. Of course, anything for my lord. And if you were all to help him, it would not go unnoticed.
Hmm.
That your lives are your own. We cannot command that.
We started this, so it would be reasonable to see it through.
Well, if you are going to see it through, I will offer a few words of advice. Landor is moving against more than just Elias. And Landor has help, some power that is blocking us from being able to see who or what is causing these disturbances.
I heard things in the house terrace yard earlier.
Oh, it seems you are already on the right track.
There is suspicions. Elias, you mentioned that Landor was wanting that property at one time. Was that correct?
Wanting property?
You're the King's Mercy.
I don't recall saying that.
No, that is completely new. No, it's just
Yeah.
the landlords don't
Oh.
like him. That's the only thing.
The landowners just don't like him.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it was? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even understand why. Elias says, and the figure who is standing there, just glances over at him and says, "You killed one of their own." And Elias just freezes up.
That was a direct way to put it.
Not saying you didn't care, but out of character, kudos to be more blunt than me in the room.
Yeah. Oh man.
That noble was a cousin. Not the same name, but the same lineage.
What do we call you?
Oh, I am Puriel.
Can you type
Imperial?
that, Allie?
For real?
I need to find my book. My book. Oh no, my magic cards fell when the book came over.
Is it impolite if I pray to him or?
Not at all.
Okay.
Thank you for typing it because my brain was trying to spell it like the hand sanitizer.
I don't know what that is.
It's Perel.
No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
You are yellow.
Father Stone, you are charged. Goodbye, she says, and then she's gone again.
That is going to be annoying if it continues.
The angel's just popping up.
Yes.
Doubt we'll see much of that. That is not a thing that is commonplace.
Do you and Elias want to stay here, or Elias, do you want to come with us and do the King's Mercy, or what do you want to do?
That is twice in the same day.
It's the same person or
That's the same person.
being.
Elias seems unsure. He looks over at Stone, who just sort of shakes his head and goes, "I think I need some time alone." And Elias nods and goes, I'd like to return to my home."
Alright, I should get to work. I have a day job.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Wow.
Falder, you're gonna handle the interested parties at the door for a while?
Yes.
Maybe if we got a piece of paper, we could post it on the door too for people who can read.
Yes, that went so well the last time they posted a piece of paper on the church door.
So, how many people can read?
Literacy is pretty good.
Okay.
I was just say I thought since we're not in some fuck nowhere that it's pretty decent if
No, it's may not be like incredibly educated, but it's most people can get by.
I mean, Henry could write, so that was good.
Let's just
kind of.
Let's try like Father Stone sermon tomorrow, rest today.
Yes.
Yes. Let me get some parchment. And he gets down from behind the dais and moves into his little office, and you can hear him rummaging about, dropping a couple of things, coming out with a already. He's already written it because he's not going to make you write Faldir.
Out of character, Allie.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I can write.
How are the three kingdoms like towards each other? By the way.
Neither kingdom, the ones on this continent, Noran and Barast, neither of them are beyond slight communication terms with Hexenreich.
Okay.
There's the even with foreign powers that you're enemies with, there's always a little bit of communication. They're just a step above that. It's an unsteady peak. Noran and Barast themselves are talking. They're trading, but there is a little bit of animosity between the people.
Noran took the brunt of the
Noran suffered a lot, and Barast didn't really help in the
so
recovery.
I probably am not going to have to try and put this in one of the other in the other dialect then for him.
No. Okay. It's if anyone, it's very unlikely anyone is here that only speaks. Yeah.
Okay.
And he was sitting there going, "Wait, what would you term the language? Norasian? I don't know."
Norathian. Oh wait, I just put Noran, Barast, and I can't read the third one, which should be Hexenreich under common.
I would get that one.
Yeah.
I get all three. So
while they're doing that, Archie's going to kind of sit there and for once lost in thought.
Totally writing in halfling on it. Little tiny letters.
The Eldir's just going to open the door.
Yeah, and he's
gonna
going to hand you the note, which is simply Father Stone is sequestered in prayer and will be holding a sermon tomorrow.
There's going to be the heavy sound of a coin dropping into an offering bowl as that gold coin that Gifton just got immediately goes into the offering bowl.
And there's the almost reactionary murmur of "Thank you, my child" from Stone.
They're cool enough that he just stops himself before it comes out. Even surprised himself, just like,
Yeah. And, well, I bid you good day. If you don't mind, I do need time to collect myself.
Yes, we
You know where
should
we are
all.
if you need us.
Yeah.
Certainly, likewise.
RG's going to actually make one thing.
Oh, yes?
Doing this, just judging by what we saw in the keeping up, we've all painted targets on our heads. Nobody travels alone.
That's smart. Yes.
That includes you, and that includes you, and she points over to Elias.
Looks, what are you talking about? Targets on our heads.
The priest of the other place, he was pissed off.
Yeah, there was an angry
very obviously
priest down
from
the
this-
street. He was all red-faced, and he looked really mad, and he was wearing the stuff from the Talon Church. I don't know who he was. He looked really important, though.
You mean the church right next to the Landors?
Yeah, that one.
For real.
Yeah, he had like a vein popping out of his forehead.
Any
Yeah.
of you that don't actually, don't think that any of you that saw him actually had met him, right?
Cassiopeia had, I thought.
Had Cass?
No, I had
Obviously,
not.
someone.
It was
Valdir.
Valdir and
Valdir and
Corvus.
Corvus.
Yeah.
Oh, Valdir and Corvus. All right. Yeah, I thought Cassiopeia had one.
Those that so the three of you that saw him, if you want to give me a religion check, go for it.
Oh.
Better than I thought.
RG.
You making noises for, by the way?
Oh, me? I'm just gonna.
That's
Oh.
a
Yes.
religion
Doesn't
check.
want to roll
Oh.
a good.
Yeah, she's very good at those.
I clap at the end of a prayer, guys.
Well, it was
I've been
good.
playing like-
prayer.
I am on a really long spiritual journey.
I could just picture like a prayer said at a funeral, and then there's a moment of silence, and then there's
You want to know what's great is I'm glad it happened here because I'm going to the Talon Church tonight, and I was gonna clap there.
who was the third person? There were three. that was.
RG Cass.
Yeah. Cass, go ahead and give me a roll as well.
Roll.
Yep, religion.
Religion check.
Religion. Not persuasion.
Starts with an R.
Okay. So, Gifton is pretty close. RG and Cassie, those weren't the robes of a low-down priest. That was someone very high up in position.
Looked fancy.
Describe him.
I'll give a physical description of the guy because
Yeah.
I got
She describes the facial feature, the lack of hair.
He was bald. That's what it was.
And,
Yeah, he was really bald, but he had one of those
The-
like comb overs of just like a couple hairs.
the robe colors of
Yeah, the Homer.
the arch. Basically, he's essentially the equivalent of an archbishop, the high priest of
So,
Islam that you know.
When describing it, RG will pointedly use the term Grand Poobah.
So yeah, Father Aurel.
good. I'm so happy that we've made him even angrier.
I was gonna go to the
He-
Talon Church and thank them for the scroll later tonight. Do you think that's okay?
That's probably
I'm
not.
gonna
I was gonna do that after work because I want to start going to all the churches and learn about religion because I don't know anything and it's very rude sometimes and I feel bad for Father Stone when I mess up.
I was meaning to go back. Thank Father Turner if you'd like to come with me at that time.
Sure, I'll come with you later. I gotta go over and do the stuff at the Fine Cut. Does anybody want to go with me or is it okay if I go with Dingus?
I will go with you. That'll be fun.
Okay. Okay, Carver's go with me.
Alright, let's go.
Come on, but
Yes, would someone mind escorting me home then? Elias says.
Oh, I'll go with you, Elias.
Thank you, Carrick.
I'll go with as well. That way, then once you drop him off, you and I go do other things.
Okay.
Saldir, do you want to go with Cassiopeia to work on the cart?
I'll be fine here, Stone says, and he motions at the temple doors, which, well, he tends to leave them open, are very thick, very heavy, and do have a barring that can go across them.
I don't know. I could get in here.
And I'm sure that I will have to keep an eye out for any
Little
Brownies.
fairies.
Brownies.
I wouldn't dismiss
Brownies.
Yeah, there's a big difference between fairies and brownies.
I will maintain caution, but I'm sure I don't have much to worry about in that regard.
The brownie assassin squad comes.
Yep.
For now, I should deal with these people up front.
Yep, let's go outside.
Gently, if you please.
Smash! Smash!
4 kneecaps are broken that day.
Valdir, please stop with the kneecaps.
You're here, Doctor. Why would I need to? That's not like I have the warhammer.
Actually, I
to
know what.
deal
I'll use
with
the
right now.
loudspeaker as soon as we, or the loud voice when we get outside. It'll make sure everybody hears. Okay.
I'm just going to open the doors and step out,
And I'm
holding
gonna-
a piece of paper
Gift-
menacingly.
I'm gonna
Gifton.
slip out right between his legs,
Gifton.
and then I'm
So-
doing thaumaturgy.
Gifton.
Attention, citizens that
Oh,
want
God.
to see the Temple of Amor today.
That
So
might
as you do step out, yeah, there is actually now quite a gathering in front of the
Yeah.
temple. The crowd it's deep, but it's not packed in yet. People are sort of murmuring and talking amongst themselves, and it's more of the air of curiosity rather than, hey, I want to go worship him more now.
Yeah.
Honestly, the
But-
guy who's a buddy with an angel.
somebody have a nail. Got to check. For
There's some you have a coffin nail, I thought, or Corvus does. Somebody has.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
one of the nails.
All right, I'm doing thaumaturgy though for big loud super thundery voice,
Mhm.
and I'm doing the whole Father Stone will have a sermon tomorrow. He is in rest and prayer today. He will not be able to talk with anyone else. Thank you for
Go
your
blah, 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 blah,
interest."
blah, please.
Okay.
You
So
sound
you're,
like Dracula.
so you're going to do this, and
Yeah.
you're going to get this message across no matter
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
But you're making a bit of performance out of this, aren't you?
Yeah, I
Uh-oh.
guess. Yeah.
Go ahead and roll for me, please.
Oh, why are we doing performance checks on Sam today? That's rude.
Because you decided to make a performance out of it.
Yeah, I did.
because Sam
And
preempted.
you have a charisma
having
score.
to.
Okay, that'll do. So as your message ends, you can see people. First, they were surprised, but those stares intensify, and then there's the more murmurs of excitement and intrigue, and like, oh, what's going to happen tomorrow? This is going to be a sermon. You've gotten them
just
sort of.
No!
made
Stop.
them-
Oh
for this
no, I
concept.
did it the wrong way.
Gifton.
Thank you for your interest. Please go back to your homes.
Or your normal day-to-day business, please.
Okay.
Does somebody
Uh,
have a nail?
I have a nail here.
Oh, it's an iron nail. Those are
Where
bad.
did you get that nail?
It's from the
It's from my clothes.
the clothes on the ceiling.
Excuse me. Please move, my child. And you can see trying to actually make his way through the crowd is Father Turner.
I'm going to, not violently, but forcefully
Mm-hmm.
push through the crowd toward him to help him back.
Right, so you can easily make your way through the crowd just by sheer fucking force of being a stubborn dwarf.
Also,
Um,
holding up the piece of paper.
He's still holding the paper.
I don't
yeah.
have a
Of
nail
course you do.
yet.
Now there, I have a nail. Take the nail.
Okay,
I didn't
but
take the nail yet. There
you
was
hear
a prior.
Corporal saying as you help Father Turner through the crowd. Thank you.
Out of
I-
which one was Turner again? Was he the?
He's the one
He
who gave
was
us
the
the
nice
fancy
one.
scroll.
Yeah.
And
No, I
he
meant
was-
he was from
He was
Talon.
from
Talon.
Talon.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
he was the lower guy.
Thank you. I've come to see Father Stone, if that's possible. He says, trying to look down at the piece of paper you're holding.
Oh, right. Give me that nail.
Here.
Better not be from anything important.
The only person who has hammers in the party. This is why we gave you
Yeah.
the letter.
And then I will just hammer that into the door
Yeah.
quickly. Yes, I think the father may be willing to see you. Thank you for the scroll, by the way.
You're more than welcome. I'm glad it was of use.
Oh, you're the one that brought us the scroll?
Yes. Oh, hello.
Hi.
It turned
Oh,
out
wow,
to be
thank you
very
so
useful.
much.
You're quite welcome.
She was
I
also
guess-
quite energetic.
I was generally expecting him to go, oh, you're quite tiny.
What time is the sermon later today at Talon? I wanted to go.
Oh, you know about that? It's oh my god, how do they tell the time? it's a
Look
It's
up
a-
at the sun.
it's an evening sermon, so if you come towards just before sundown.
Okay, I'll try to get off work in time. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I hope I see you there.
Corvus is going to slink back into the temple.
I hope I see you there. Does she know what a sermon is?
No.
No, she does not.
Gibson heads off.
She does not.
Wait,
If you hear
Corvus just
clapping, it's
slinks
probably
back
her.
into the temple while Gifton heads off.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gifton was leaving? Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Gifton started moving forward. She just assumes Corvus
Oh,
is
moving
with.
forward.
Goodbye.
okay. Then he would have, because Corvus was behind Gifton trying to keep her from not doing thaumaturgy, so he would be following her.
Okay, yeah, you're
Wait,
gonna have to
trying
chase
to keep her
Dingus.
from
This is
not
great.
doing thaumaturgy, or trying to keep her from.
Is that one of the people who
Okay.
keep up with things?
Now, Gifton and Corvus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and found it. You didn't much notice this simply because you were actually pushing your way through anyway. But as you guys are starting to head through the crowd, you can see people are actually starting to disperse and head home. Your message and people mumbling about what's on the door. It's starting to pass through the crowd.
Mhm.
And some people are just heading off to wait for tomorrow. Some are still sticking around.
Mhm.
But as you and Corvus head through the crowd, Gifton, you don't suffer this quite as much as he does because you're very tiny.
And
Oh.
also,
Maybe-
we can fly above head height if we want
Yeah.
to.
If you want to.
Yeah.
But you do hear Dingus meeping in annoyance as people, they're not doing it too obtrusively, but you can feel hands brushing against you.
Nah. Hmm.
And there are murmurs as you go by and stares. As you're a little bit a part of this excitement as well.
As soon as Dingus starts making noises that he's uncomfortable, I will let him fly upward.
Yeah,
As,
Dingus takes off up into the air.
Yep, we'll go up, and then we'll just kind of circle around and wait for Corvus.
Yeah.
Corvus
Corvus-
is just kind of weaving himself between, because he also is expecting other things to be happening,
Mm-hmm.
and he's trying to make it inconvenient for stuff like that.
Okay. In fact, Corvus, give me a dexterity check, please. Or acrobatics. We'll use acrobatics. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. So
Oh, for
you try
fuck's
and
sake.
you try and weave your way through the crowd. Try to sort of be the slinky sort. But you do get bustled about. There's some of those, attempts to touch you are a little more forceful, or catching on your clothes. And by the time you get through the crowd, you feel a bit disheveled.
You okay,
I fear-
Corvus? You look like Carrick after a day at the tavern.
Corvus is going to start patting around.
See, I consider that a funny joke, because I figured everyone's trying to
Yeah.
grab Carrick.
Mhm.
You start patting around, and you know that spot where your coin purse would be?
Oh, for fuck.
It's still there.
Oh, good.
Aye.
Yes.
Plus 5 DKP.
That was nice.
However, your neckerchief is missing.
My what?
Your little handkerchief.
Someone should make a voodoo doll out of you now.
Luckily for me, they didn't grab at me, which would have been way more
And,
obvious, but they grabbed at Dingus, but yeah.
And you look down. One of your buttons is missing as well.
How the
What
fuck
look
does
like
someone steal a button?
Snap.
I could have
Do
done
a
it.
lot of things when it's
Really?
like
Easily.
I could have done it.
Buttons come off easy.
This was a good vest.
Oh yeah, that's the noble outfit. Crap.
Wait,
No, he
he's-
wasn't
Actually,
wearing that.
oh yeah, you're not
Yeah.
wearing that. That's right. Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
what a
He's just wearing
coincidence.
his.
Guess you
Yeah.
gotta put on those clothes that Gifted made you.
Uh-huh.
But you
Well-
are able to make your way towards the tailors.
Come on, Corvus.
Uh,
I gotta get to work.
all right. Just. All right. We're good. Come on. Or let me catch up. Fine. Yes.
It's like right there, so it's like not far from us.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get a button.
I'm basically gonna take out my sending stone and send a message to my mom. Hey mom, saw an angel today. It's all okay. We got rid of all the problems at the tavern. Love you. See you later at work. Bye.
And you can't reply to this message.
You can't reply to this message because I'm putting the stone back in the box.
Okay, you do hear a voice briefly going, "What do you mean you saw it?" And then you put it back in the box.
She's gonna be grounded for so long.
You're supposed to. It goes both ways.
No. I'm using it the right way when you're talking to your mother and you're telling her something she doesn't want to hear.
You're just gonna make her more worried now.
No,
Unfortunately.
she'll be fine. She'll be fine.
Completely and
Until
totally.
later, she shows up.
I'm sure all
It's gonna be
mothers...
like that time I got stuck in that bag of grain in the general store for like 2 days. I just gotta wait it out.
Okay, sure. Yes,
All right, marvelous. Okay, all right. So you guys head down the street. Faldir, you're letting Father Turner in.
Yes.
Are you sticking around, or are you heading off with Cassie?
Well, I'm still stuck inside the building. I'm waiting for
Yes.
that crowd to disperse.
The crowd isn't immediately up against the door. There's a sort of semicircle gathering in front.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the crowd to disperse.
Okay, you might be trapped there for a bit because while a few are
Okay.
wandering off,
Cassiopeia is a very nervous person at the best of times. She's afraid she would trample someone.
Whereas most centaurs are like, "Get out of my bloody way!"
Carrick and Argy, you sticking around or are you heading off?
We're gonna go
we're-
with Elias.
Yeah, so we're waiting for Elias to be ready.
Elias nods politely at Father Turner, who he doesn't really know, but little nod of respect and greetings to a priest. And I'll see you around, Stone. And he starts to head out, and he gestures for you guys to follow him.
I will head on out.
Oh,
Again.
okay.
On
And
the road again.
right, would you guys like to try and get for that crowd successfully?
Is Elias trying to go through, or is she? What is Elias doing right now? Because that's the first thing.
Elias is standing there nervously.
Just stabbing everybody.
I mean, I was tempted.
Man.
I should totally make an illusion of the angel someplace down the road.
Alright, just going to go and just calmly start trying to push through, trying to lead Elias through.
Yeah, and he's going to follow along close behind you. Carrick, are you
Yeah, if they're moving, I'm
Alright.
gonna.
okay? Dexterity checks to both of you. I will let you also cover Elias in this.
Dex or acrobatics?
Acrobatics. Nice.
Actually, for me, it's exactly the same roll.
And that'll do. Okay. So Argy, you are easily able to, not in a particularly forceful way, but you're able to give people little nudges and such so that they sort of naturally step out of your way. You're able to guide Elias through the crowd, Carrick following close behind. Not quite with the grace you do, but enough to keep himself intact. And you manage to break through the crowd. You do feel that same thing Corvus did of, people are trying to touch you. You do feel the occasional tug unsuccessfully, as if people are trying to get mementos of these people that are passing through.
Okay. Totally start sneak attacking people with my fists. As I do things, if I had the ability.
I'm aware that several people have groped her ass.
Yes. You feel a slight tug at your hair. It's like, hey, someone wants a little bit of scruffy hair from someone that might have a God's blessing. But you're able to break through the crowd and start leading Elias home. Thank you.
No problem.
So, would the two of you like a drink?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
I need a drink.
Hell of a day.
I can imagine. Was it bad?
I mean, Centaur got grabbed by one of them.
Grabbed? It grabbed hold of her?
You've all
Kind
heard
of.
stories about kind of someone taken over by a ghost and doing stuff, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah, so not so much a story.
Still, I'm glad you all got out of that safely.
Out of character.
Yes.
Did he get his key back?
No.
Is that the only key he has?
That's the only key he had on him.
Ooh.
Um,
Oh, that
Elias,
rock sitting beside it.
Yes.
did Thaldir give you your key back?
Oh, damnation! No. Oh, I
I'll give
forgot.
a sigh and then go back through the crowd.
No,
Like,
don't worry. I know how to open up one of the windows. It's fine. I've got a key indoors.
I could.
Augie, come. Oh, she's off. Okay.
you want another step acrobatics check?
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay.
I should say I could.
Yep, you're fine.
I could take care of the door.
It's like, hey, Thaldir, key.
I don't want to go back through there again.
Carrick is having like weird, like nearly Vietnam flashbacks of ladies' night at the tavern.
Do you hand the key over, Faldia?
Yeah.
We need the key to get back in the bar.
You said he handed it back to you.
I didn't hear him say he handed it back.
Oh, neither did I.
Yeah.
Oh, I did say yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah, Faldia gives you the key. Back through the. You can have advantage this time as you're getting adept at this.
Okay, I'll roll one more to see if it does any better.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep. So you get back through just fine with the key.
So if we rolled
Journey.
rolled high enough, could we be taking mementos from other people?
Oh, that's a
That would be
different check.
sleight of hand checks.
No, I've.
Honestly, if I'd gotten a freaking 20 at 8 point, I was just gonna you just start just walking on people's shoulders.
If I would have thought of it the first time, I would have done it because I have a decent sleight of hand. Someone grabs. Oh,
Okay, so Faldia and Cassiopeia. Father turns in. Father turns in.
Father Turner.
Father Turner comes in, and he motions. Faldia, wasn't it?
Yes.
Would you mind closing the door?
Of course.
And it's up to you whether you close it behind you or come in and close it.
Did he mean the outside door, or was he gesturing at an inner door?
The door from the outside that he came through.
I will close that and stand inside
You're gonna
if
stand
that's
inside.
where Cassie was.
I think Cassie is still hiding inside, right?
Yes.
Yep. So I will stay in the church.
The barbarian's afraid of crowds.
Also, my
Skittish horse scared of plastic
it's mad.
flags.
And Father Stone comes back out of his little room where he'd headed off into, hearing this voice. And he's like, Father Turner, it's good to see you. Thank you for the assistance. And Turner just gives a sort of bow his head and goes, you're more than welcome. I shouldn't be here, but I thought it wise to let you all know. Faldir and Cassiopeia, right?
yes.
First, congratulations. Was anybody hurt or?
Not badly.
I'm glad to hear. So, Father Aurel. You remember Father Aurel, right?
Who?
Yes. He's the gentleman you saw earlier.
Oh, Mr. Vein on forehead. Okay.
He is furious, and I don't know if it's jealousy, but you think a man of his position would hide jealousy a little easier, right? He and he closes his eyes as if he give me an insight check actually.
Oh, this is gonna go well.
Oh my god. Yep, this is par for the course. Yep. So, just continuing on. Last I saw him, he was storming back towards House Landor. He spent some time ranting and raging in the church and then headed out.
Ranting. Do you remember what he said?
He there was some oh, would he? He said that there is no way that Father Stone is deserving of any God's blessing, and then there is a hesitation, and he pauses, and he looks like he's reluctant to continue speaking.
You are not going to get in trouble for this, Father.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Oh, almost clicked performance. That would have been weird.
Okay, now do. Oh man, I am constantly terrified that you guys are going to fail even a DC 10 thing now.
So am I.
This isn't like our other groups, is it, Allie? Where
No.
it's like constantly hitting an 18, right? No, we're barely hitting 10s.
He takes a deep breath, and then there's a sort of look of confusion and worry on his face as he says, and he said that if Father Burrell said if he wasn't deserving of a God's blessing, then why would Father Stone be?
Just a reminder, Hatdan, how much have you told us about your conversations with Father Oren?
I didn't tell you too much about my conversations with Father Orel, so much as he was not very helpful, but this guy was.
Cassiopeia is just going to kind of deadpan. Well, Father Stone kind of went out of his way to help us, even though he really didn't have the ability to. Whereas someone who did have the ability really didn't want to help.
But that's the thing. If he, why is he saying if he's not deserving of a blessing when he has one?
It appears the High Father has some secrets.
But what secrets? I've seen him work. His divine blessing. I've seen it. I fear he's healed people. He has reformed broken objects. He has done many of the things that Talon's priests can do when they're blessed.
Reminder, Gifton can do all those things. She's not considered divine.
Hmm.
I fear that whatever is happening, it's muddling his mind, making him confused, or I don't know.
The father has been high priest here, you said, longer than you've been here, correct?
Yes.
So he received the blessing far before you got here.
Yes.
Do you know if there's any other fathers still here from when he was promoted?
He pauses a moment, and you can see him thinking a bit, and he's like, yes, Father Bell. He's been here, nearly as long as Aurel, I believe.
So he would have been there when Father Aurel received his blessing.
I imagine so. Yes.
Mhm. Would this be kept in any form of records?
It would have been noted in records. Yes. There's checks. There's there's people that come and make sure that it's actually a divine blessing. The church checks. There are notes and records.
Yes. And after Father Aurel rented, you said he went out?
Yes, at least one of the other priests saw him leave, chased after him, and well, tried to get him to come back. Apparently, he just headed to Landor.
That's what I
So,
thought. Father may not be safe for you to be seen talking with us.
I thought about that as well, but I don't. I just felt like I had to.
If you are willing, we would like to speak to Father Bell at some point.
Yes, certainly. He's quite old now. But I can go back and see if he'd be willing to speak to you.
All are welcome for this evening's sermon.
Yes, of course.
Perhaps that would work as a good time.
Uh,
We'll come for the
yes,
sermon and speak with him
after.
accidentally.
Oh,
Run.
actually, if you wish, it depends what you want. Either I can take you to him after, or I can give you a direction. That might be better, actually.
It might be best if it's not seen as you directing it.
He nods a little guiltily, as if yes, thankful for that. Yes, I agree. Okay. Yes, this evening then. Okay.
And where would the records be kept?
Our records would be in Aurel's office.
That's what I was afraid of. All right, don't worry about that then.
Right. Thank you for seeing me, and Father Stone. Once again, congratulations. And he actually gives a small bow to Stone, and starts to head towards the door, and out he goes.
Well,
Yes. Suppose there's a small comfort in knowing not only my life is being turned upside down right now.
well, I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. This truly is a blessing, just not one I ever thought I would receive.
You deserve it.
I hope so.
Cassiopeia just kind of chuckles a little bit. Surprise! You're blessed! And she goes back to eating the pie.
Well, I won't keep you any longer. Thank you for... Did you put the note up?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I
Thank you for that. Did you hammer it in? No. He heads back to his study and actually closes the door behind him.
You said you wanted to do some work.
Yes, I need to work on the cart.
Well, let's go then.
Okay. And she's going to pack up what's left of the pies and try to find a garbage to put the remains of the various pies that have been handed out over the course of the day.
Okay. So Valdir, you sort of get ready to go, right? You're at the door, preparing for the crowd. Cass, you got to head off into one of the little back rooms to put away your rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
And as you step in there, and you can see the sort of quaint little kitchen that he keeps here. You suddenly feel a hand on your shoulder.
Hmm?
Feel a hand on your shoulder, and the voice that you starting to recognize as Periel's the angel, says to you in a tone that give me an insight check ahead of time, please.
This can only go well. Nice.
Very nice.
High five.
Okay. In a tone that sounds very similar to what you heard from Father Stone the first day you came here, coming out of his mouth, seemingly not his voice, says, "Death will find you soon. Be sure to master it and carry it with you, or it will claim all you love and know dear."
She's turning around and trying to look at whatever has put its hand on her shoulder.
And it's Periel, and she's giving you a firm, stern stare.
There is that sudden skitter of hooves on whatever the flooring is as Cassiopeia just suddenly backs up. But what do you mean by that?
I mean, a death is coming for you.
Oh, wait,
Master it.
A death?
And
how do you master death?
she smiles as if she's taking a little bit of amusement in the situation. And she's gone.
No, 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 you can't, no, you can't do that. Ah!
Gatsby broken.
Yeah, Faraday, you hear a sort of a little bit of a freak out.
You
and
right.
Father Stone even opens the door and pokes his head out with a little bit of what the hell's going on.
Gonna knock on the door. Are you all right in there?
And Cassiopeia kind of straightens up and she stomps out and she's like, I'm going to fucking kick someone's ass.
Please honor the crowd outside, Stone says before closing his little study door again.
Cassiopeia goes, no, I'm going to kick some higher being's ass at some point. If I could, you don't say shit like that. And she's going to storm out the door.
Please do not blaspheme in my church. You hear?
Sorry. And she's storming out the door.
Stay safe, Father.
You too. Right,
I'll follow after her as slowly as I go at max speed.
Okay. Nice. So, Cassiopeia, how are you going for this crowd?
There is that giant battle axe or great axe over one shoulder, and she is staring down a beam through the crowd.
You don't have your weapon drawn, do you? Please don't have your weapon drawn on the street.
There is no Okay, it's
You
on
don't
her
have
strap.
a great axe not drawn. You just hold it.
You can do actual holders on the back and such.
Yeah.
It's
In fact, there's
strapped to
far
her
more
side.
versatile why she could do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the horse body.
Yeah, she's coming out. She's kind of angry.
Weapon drawn or not?
No,
clarify
it's strapped aside.
Okay. All right. All right. Go ahead and give me an intimidation check.
As charisma or other?
Whatever its default is. It's
Okay,
charisma, I believe.
Yep.
I'm going to scare no one.
Wow.
Okay, so the furious princess whose face is contorted in almost to the crowd comical anger because you're pretty, you know.
Congrats.
You actually hear a few chuckles amongst the murmuring crowd as it looks like a centaur's basically having a tantrum.
She kind of is.
Oh my god,
And,
you have the cutest huffy face right now.
Yeah.
You have a huffy face. Your face is all pink, your lips are pursed, your
And,
fists are balled at your side, and you're stamping your little hoofs.
The
Oh,
crowd
she's a
does
bob.
not part for you as like Moses's ocean would if you had succeeded on the intimidation check.
There's no way I'm going to make an intimidation check.
Instead, you do have to sort of like shoulder your way through the crowd.
To be fair, Toby, even if that had been any other stat, you rolled
Yeah.
really bad.
I rolled a 2. I could have gotten an 8.
Faldir, how are you approaching this?
To just try to catch up to her first.
No, it's making your own way through the crowd.
Yeah. So
Are you
I'm
going to go in her wake?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna kind of go in her wake because that seems to be the quickest way to
Yeah.
try and catch up to somebody.
Yep. Okay. You're able to follow through the disturbance she's made. Both
I
of
would
you
like to
feel-
note that I made sure to close the door when I walked
I
away.
assume for as
Yeah.
much. Yes, don't worry. You both of you feel that same feeling everyone else has of the hands tugging away.
Stop
Take
it.
Do you want to give me an intimidation check?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So
God damn it.
you snap and manage to keep a glower on your face that wards off any further attempts to touch you or take any mementos from your beard or anything like that. Cassie, you may have lost like a couple of laces on your top or such. Thankfully
Oh
from the
my.
bottom, nothing spilling out. In fact, oh no, Cassie, your hair bow's gone.
There is an immediate screech.
Oh my god, you are such a child on the street.
Now, which bow was it? Was it the head hair bow or the tail hair bow?
Let's do a roll. So, low, it's the tail bow. High, it's the head bow. 100, it's both.
Ooh.
Head bow.
Ooh.
Someone's reached up and grabbed that. You felt a tug at your hair.
How the fuck did
And
they
then
get
it
that?
all spilled out because she had
Yeah.
all that long dark hair just suddenly flew free. And then there's probably a lot more pulls on your hair at that point because people
Now
are
shake your head like you're in a shampoo commercial,
Oh god, at some point.
and then
I'm
roll
going to have-
damage.
Whap!
Yeah.
So does your lightning roar hit everybody around you?
No, only one poor unfortunate soul if
Don't
she snaps.
kill somebody.
No, she's running that edge. She's getting out of there.
Yeah. You're both able to make your way out of the crowd. And where are you going?
I'm gonna go work on something. I need to cool down.
You're heading down to that yard?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Are you slowing down at all the fact here?
How far behind is he?
I'm a 25 pace.
Oh shit! I'm double his pace at walking.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
this is
gonna
why I
slow-
ask.
I'm gonna slow down, look at him, and go.
Just get to the corner and wait for him. Because that's
Yeah.
probably the better way. Just get clear of the crowd, make sure you're nice and open. And wait for
So
him.
once she gets to the corner, she starts sonicking and tapping her foot and looking at her wrist where
Yeah.
there's no watch.
No,
and...
she has a little sundial.
Well, look at my wrist. It's time to go.
Kronos, you are, by the way, muted.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cass eventually slows down at the corner, way ahead of you.
I'm still even in armor. Jeez.
Oh, it's not like that affects pace.
Actually, it doesn't. That's a good point. But
Exactly.
But it did slow you down in the crowd a bit though, because there were way more things for people to sort of like latch onto.
Well, for
But-
only the first one. After that, it was just.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you could have made a strength check and start dragging the bodies with you when they try to latch on.
Eventually you catch up to Miss Huffy there, and you're able to keep pace together at that point. Okay, so everyone's left. We're gonna go back to Corvus and Gifton. So, you guys make your way towards Gifton's beloved little workplace to see. God, I have so many notes. To see Edward. Beep beep. As you approach the fine cut, you can actually see Edward standing outside the front of his store. He seems to be chattering with a couple of the other merchants from nearby, as well as a familiar face to you, Gifton. It is Kalan Capet, the noble whose daughter you were crafting the dress for seems to be there.
I'm gonna wing my way in with Dingus and land. And... Oh, hi. Sorry, am I interrupting?
Oh, no, not at all. Edward says, are you quite all right?
Yeah. Just had to make sure Father Stone got home safely after that whole the business. Busy day.
Quite some business, Kellen says.
There's like a big crowd out front of the church now, and there's people grabbing, and I don't like being grabbed at.
I lost a button.
Oh, I'll fix it.
Yes, I have a whole drawer of buttons indoors if you wish to take one from there.
We can probably find something that fixed.
Oh, well, probably a few. You might want to make a matching set.
Oh, and I'm gonna do the hop off the mount and do a big bow at Mr. Kellen Capet. Sorry, my lord.
Not at all. And please, Callan is quite enough, and he gives you a oh no, what's the word? Oh God, a bow that isn't all the way.
Critique.
Nod.
Yeah, this is a sort of half bow. You know, someone of station showing their respect.
He acknowledges.
Yes.
Yes.
God, there is actually a word for it, but it's gone from my head.
I don't know what that word is, so.
Shallow.
A shallow bow?
Yes.
Okay.
Um.
I just was coming in to finish the dress.
Yes. About that, I was wondering if you would actually like to come and finish it at our house.
At the house?
Yes.
Today?
If that's not an issue.
No, that's fine with me.
Both Corvus and Gifton, give me an insight check.
Okay.
Nice.
Never
Half,
met
of
the
course-
guy.
Half, of course, for the group.
Yeah, that's about right. I'm sitting here thinking, man, maybe I should spend that, like,
Good enough.
yeah.
There is a bit of insistence in his eyes, like he's staring you as very. You should come.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I thought I was, she actually is kind of blushing a bit. I was gonna make a better outfit because I was, yeah. Okay, so just the two of us, or the three of us? She goes.
No. This is one of your friends.
Yeah, this
Yes,
is Corvus Adderlass. Corvus Adderlass. This is Callan Capet, and oh my God, I'm gonna have to come check because I don't want to say his name wrong.
Edward Elasinor? Elasinor?
That's the part I'm messing up. Is the Elasinor? Is it Elasinor? Edward Elasinor.
Yep,
Yes. All right.
Yep.
So this is Edward Elasinor. This is Corvus Adolest. He's one of the folks from Tarnstead that I travel with.
A pleasure to meet you, Edward says. And
we just slayed a ghost. Dingus killed one. It was really cool because he bit it. And it was like
Dingus sort of puffs his chest out. And Callan actually gives you a little nod, Corvus, and goes, Adolest. That's a Hexenreich name, yes?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, pleasure.
Your
your friend would be welcome to join us.
All right. Well, we're supposed to travel in twos right now because there's some
decision.
some people aren't happy with us right now. I guess I don't understand.
We're just people of interest right now.
Yeah.
It's a good precaution
Corvus,
to take.
do you have
I
one
commend
of those?
you.
Do you have one of the talkie talk rocks? Can you tell people that we're going over to the noble house instead, so they don't come looking for us here?
Actually, I gave that rock to you for your mother.
Oh, and I already talked to my mom kind of today.
If anyone comes by, I will inform them. Like it says.
I could probably send Dingus if Corvus doesn't mind if I ride on his shoulder.
No, I don't mind. Is Dingus okay flying by himself?
Are you kidding? He killed a ghost earlier, aren't you, boy? You're really strong.
Dingus puffs up proudly again, and he meeps a couple of times, and then Corvus, you get flashes in your head of Gifton safe, and it's very much that the flashes of color and shapes that is you better.
All right, so
Understandable.
you go to the inn and tell Carrick that we're safe and that we're at the fancy house, okay?
Dingus bobs his head
and dress. Make sure you show him pretty dress. He'll understand, okay? And then hit RG up about those eggs, because RG said she'd pick you up 3 Scotch eggs.
Dingus bobs his head again.
Make sure you tell her 3, not 4. 3.
Dingus bobs his head 4 times.
And 3 and 3 alone.
All right, so he can go send word, and then we can go.
Okay, marvelous.
We'll just get our stuff.
Do you want your button first? I mean, you can't leave it like this.
He has another outfit. Can you change into that, maybe?
I suppose.
I made you that. You could wear it.
Yes.
Please?
Do you mind, sir?
She's actually got like the saddest look in her eyes. Like, could you please wear it? And it's actually kind of like this little show of like, I made you something. Please wear it.
Yes, you're more than welcome to come in and change.
Thank you. One moment, Lord Capay.
And Callan nods his head. Take your time.
I made him a really pretty outfit.
I'm sure you made him a fine outfit.
And so Corvus is going to put his just basic military medical wares that he has and put on this overly fanciful,
super embroidered, amazing, beautiful tailcoat with ruffles and stuff like that.
And he's going to come out as... He's going to be a little fidgety because he's used to his gloves, for one.
You're supposed to pull the handkerchief out a little bit because it's supposed to flare out of the pocket. And you gotta flare it out. You gotta flare it up.
And yes, look, this has gotten caught in the sleeve. Callan actually comes forward, and this is... You look a fine gentleman.
It's not traditional, but...
This is very... Did you do this?
Yeah, I did that.
Properly?
Yeah, I've been trying to make nice outfits.
This is incredibly impressive.
I'm trying to get practice in so I can make nice outfits at the shop.
Marvelous. Well,
yeah, because that's my super grandmaster work right there.
It was a 25.
Yes,
On a random arbitrary scale.
this is a 25. Your daughter's dress is a 23, but
While Golf is getting dressed, Dingus actually takes off to deliver the message.
okay.
Which, oh boy, that's going to be...
And Dingus will never see it again.
To be fair, he can fly up and over to get over there and not have to be near crowds. I said he can.
And Dingus will never see it again.
And Dingus does go up high. You see him soaring off through the sky.
Yeah.
And high for actual normal people, not just you.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh. I didn't catch the joke there.
Is it out of your reach?
Real difference.
Corvus inside, as you get dressed, Edward actually takes your jacket from you and he's like, I'll get this fixed up for you.
Thank you.
Certainly. And as you head out, Canon Capet, he sort of motions off down the street. It's like, are you both ready to depart?
Yep, let's go. We have all our stuff, right? We have everything for the dress.
Edward had already basically boxed up the work in progress dress and the materials and such you'd need.
Okay.
So you're easily able to grab that. Someone might have to carry it for you.
I look over at Corvus.
Yes.
You're my standing
I
cleric
imagine
today.
so.
I made you put this outfit on because you need to have bonuses on your freaking rolls today.
Yes. I feel inspired.
You will do better with the nobles. You're dressed for the moment.
And Canon Capet will start to lead you up, northward through the city towards House Capet. Which way would you go?
Did you see the light?
I did. I think most people were saw that from across the city. It was quite high.
I wasn't sure how big it was until people started coming from all the streets.
It was quite high, and I heard that voice clearly, and I was in my room.
She was very pretty.
Was she now?
Yeah.
What was it like to be in the presence of... They're saying it was an angel?
Yeah, it was an angel. I've never seen one before. I didn't know what to do, so I kind of stayed back because
It was stunning.
I imagine it was.
At first I was worried it was a bad thing happening because it was loud and there was lights and there was things, but then it was suddenly okay, and Father Stone was very humbled, and it was kind of beautiful but kind of intimidating.
Well, Father Stone, which church was
Amor?
that?
It was the Amor Church.
Yes.
So an
Church of
Amorian
the
angel
Lord.
for an Amorian priest. Makes sense.
I guess that would have been of why she had the black wings.
Did she have black wings?
You did see black wings briefly, yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm afraid I wouldn't know.
Do they have different colored wings?
I've seen art depictions showing such, yes.
Wow.
I don't know if it means anything, though.
I'm unfortunately very uneducated. Father Stone tried to give a sermon earlier, and I did a bad.
You didn't do it bad. You just did an odd.
What happened?
She clapped.
And there is the brief. He manages to stop it very quickly, but he almost laughed.
She looks a little downcast. I thought it was just really nice, and I wanted to. We didn't have a real church in our town.
I'm sure there was no offense taken in that. Yes.
I learned to say amen now.
It's the more appropriate reaction, perhaps.
What does amen mean?
I don't know. So I have many books, and well, after we're done, perhaps you can take a look at some if you wish.
Oh, okay.
Might have to do some reading on angels myself.
Seems that would be the interests of the town for the next couple of days.
Yep.
Yep, he continues to lead you towards Hask Bay. We're gonna switch quick.
Yep.
Carrick and Argy. So you manage to escort Elias home. As you walk the streets, some people do actually follow you from that crowd in front of the church. They're keeping their distance, but there is bustle and intrigue around you now. Now, question: do you want to try and shake this? Because Elias just seems to be heading along. Are you being particularly sneaky? Because you're very sneaky folks, so I wouldn't question it. Or do you just want to head home?
Argy's just gonna head home.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an
Hey,
eye
if
on
a
them,
crowd follows
but-
you guys back, he's got business.
Yeah. Yep. So you managed to get back to the King's Mercy, and as you head in, it's a similar sight to what you saw when you started heading back towards the church. That beginnings of a crowd forming, people talking to each other, more people wandering over, wondering what's going on. And when Elias goes in, he actually shutters the front windows. Actually, the front windows are already shuttered because somebody used thaumaturgy, close all the windows.
You mean open all the windows?
Oh, actually, yeah, no, it was right. It was opening windows, and then the poltergeist closed one. Yep, so he's going to go in, and he's going to shut the windows and lock the door behind him once you're all in. Right, drinks. Yes. And he's going to go behind the bar and then look down at most of the shattered bottles. Ale will do. Yes. Oh my god, what happened to this keg?
Ghost kind of threw me into it.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, this one's fine. And he taps the other keg, and he's going to start pouring a few drinks for you. So, anything I should know about what happened here, or is it all fine, or?
Everything I was saying it's okay now. It's. I think they said something about it being kind of a band-aid for the overall situation, but seems like one that'll hold.
Okay, good. Yeah, and he's going to push a mug into both of your hands.
Okay. I'm gonna take it and start drinking.
Right. I know I owe you some money. Would you mind giving me a couple of days? I have some of it now. One moment, and
Don't worry about it right now, Elias.
Yeah.
I don't want you to think I'm not going to pay you. I just need a little bit of time to sort that out.
I'm just gonna want the honest truth. You're gonna help even if you didn't pay.
I would feel guilty. That was expensive stuff you bought for it. I can at least compensate you for the cost of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can at least say you're never going to have to pay for a drink here again.
Look over at the one that drinks all of it.
I was
Thank
just
you,
gonna try.
Elias.
And around that time, you're going to hear a sort of angry meeping coming from outside, and you can hear the sound of like claws and teeth against wood.
Go for an open door.
Yes.
And as you open the door, still attached to the front of it, the door swings inwards with a dingus attached to it.
Still
Hi,
just open
dingus.
the door, pluck Dingus off, close the door again, lock it back up, and walk over, basically holding Dingus like, you know how people hold pigeons? Like just around
Yes.
the wings? Like that.
Oh, see, my brain went to just
So you're
grabbing
grabbing
the
him like
legs
a
and letting him
chicken, and you're
flail.
just grabbing around either side.
Dingus wiggles angrily.
She just puts her down on the table.
We need that. We need that
Where's
image of
Gifted?
holding the dragon. It's that.
So, when you ask where's Gifton, Dingus flashes the image of dress, and then he flashes what he imagines a fancy house to be, which is just a house that's like all fucking gilded and shit.
Whoa, Jesus! Almost flipped my chair.
Would 11 be enough for me to connect some dots?
Would that be?
I tried insight.
Well, Sam, bring up Dingus's sheet.
Oh no, this isn't okay. Don't make
And-
Dingus roll. What do you want Dingus to roll?
This is what I'm pondering.
Is it
Persuasion doesn't
persuasion?
seem right,
No.
but we're just gonna use a
Performance?
straight up. We're just gonna use a straight up charisma check.
Oh no, Dingus.
Well, I'm considering that house of the person with the dresses, which would be. Hell, right? I know I wrote
Okay.
this down.
You did
Yep,
good.
Dingus is getting the idea across decently. The flashes of color seem to, and that sort of emotional feeling seems to imply importance and, stature. And he manages to flash across images and ideas for that as well.
Okay, so not Edwards, not Alice. Stupid, horrible writing.
Edward Elastimar.
That's the Taylor.
And
Yeah.
then you get a flash of little girl.
Oh, she's making the dress fireplace.
And the head bobs rapidly.
Okay, cool.
The nobles. Do we
And then
know
there's
where
probably a
they're?
flood of eggs.
You also then get the mental impression of 6 Scotch eggs. 6 meat egg. Because somebody looking at Corvus said freeze or something like that, which he understood as 6. He knows math. He said 3 2 times, that means 6.
Well, it's a good thing that he doesn't
Already
take
just need to look over and
multiplication.
tap him on the nose and go, I know for a fact that's not the number she told me to get you.
Dingus flashes 6 again and starts bobbing his head repeatedly 6 times. And then you get the flash of Corvus.
Oh,
And then he seems to pause, tilting his own head. And then the flash of Gifton 4, Corvus 6. And then his head starts to bob 10 times.
we're never gonna get him to be able to
Dingus
move.
knows math.
Is he doing this to both of us?
I
Yes.
want to know what Corvus.
Dingus, we will take care of that after. Once we go find it. Did Gifton tell you to come find us?
Dingus bobs his head again.
We'll get you.
Gifton want us to go to her.
Dingus sort of sways his head side to side and is like, no eggs.
RG just we'll get you the eggs when we go and actually get food.
And Dingus stares at you briefly before sort of nodding a reluctant agreement.
So why did Gifton send Dingus here?
Probably so we'd know where she was, so we wouldn't go there, go, oh, she's not here, and then probably try and mount a rescue or something.
Well, I mean, she is with Corvus, so we might still have to do that.
That's gonna make some angry meeping from Dingus.
Yeah, Dingus is like, oh no, can he? Corvus protect.
RG's like, don't upset the children. Jeez.
Gonna look at Urgi and speaking Draconic. Not Draconic, Giant, sorry. We might have to save both of them from something.
Dingus meeps at you because he doesn't understand what you're saying, and that's annoying him.
I'm gonna turn and talk to him in Draconic. And you are doing good. Thank you, Dingus.
Dingus bobs his head excitedly and puffs his chest out proudly.
I'm gonna pick up Dingus. Actually, I'm gonna take Dingus from RG if she lets me.
She'd already put him down. Put him down
I
on the
pick him
table.
up.
Yeah.
And pick him up like a cat. Start petting him.
This is
Dingus.
when Carrick accidentally confirms you'll get 10 Scotch eggs, and thusly puts it to 20.
Dingus wiggles happily, and Elias is actually going to start cleaning up the mess here. And he's like, well, yeah, you took me home. I guess you guys are free to do what you want to do.
I'm just going to go and start giving him a bit of a hand cleaning up.
Since he seems to already know what I can do, I'm gonna start grabbing things that are broken and mending them.
He does give you a little bit of a look, but he doesn't mention anything.
Yeah, he saw me earlier doing stuff, so I figure at this point he's rather have the assistant right now.
Mhm.
So totally, if anyone walks in blaming it on Dingus. So
And
Dragon?
he sweeps in a sort of awkward silence, and after a little bit of cleaning, he pipes up with, so about what that angel said about me.
Yes.
You and he glances over at both of you, and insight check, please.
He gave a gift.
There's my button.
Wow, why couldn't we have had you rolling earlier? And you. Okay. You can see that there is worry in his eyes. Like he is concerned about what you guys think about him. I'm not a killer.
Yeah, everyone does dumb shit in their past.
You were granted the king's mercy, so all should be forgotten. Forgiven.
Given.
That's the word. Blech. Or is it forgotten? Out of character.
A look of sort of vague relief across his face. He's still uneasy, but he nods and goes, "Thank you for saying that."
Honestly, it ain't any of our business in the long run.
No,
You wanna
no,
talk about it,
out of character. He did almost kill another person, but he wasn't in control of himself.
And
That would have really sucked for him.
he resumes to picking up broken glass and wood. Okay. Right. You guys are going to spend a bit helping him clean up. Going to have to move that barrel out, or actually, Carrot could repair that barrel.
Probably just hammered. You saw basically holding pieces into place, mend them in, hold pieces into place, mend it in.
I want to have a D&D game where they redo names of spells, and instead of mend, you just have magic duct tape.
Yeah. Right. Faraday and Cassiopeia. Like the others found, you do get a little bit of a following. It is kept slightly at bay by the fact that Faraday is a little intimidating. So this following is a bit further back. Do you
And
want to try
also a bit further back, I assume.
Yeah. Well, how are you doing this, Cassiopeia? Are you slowing down for him, or do you keep going ahead, slowing, stopping, going ahead, slowing, stopping?
I'm going to slow down for him.
You're going to slow down for him? Okay. So, yeah, you're able to go as a pair. It might be agonizingly so, Cassie, but well done. And you make your way towards the yard where you've got your little Fardo park. Yeah. Give me a. Where is that yard marked? It was up here, right?
No, it was.
It was in this area.
Yeah, it was up here. Yeah. Yeah. Give me a perception check for both of you.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
I succeed at nothing, but I can see all.
Okay. So, Cassie, you've been past here before already. And Faldir, you've seen the other noble houses. There is a little bit more of a guard activity outside House Cabay than there was yesterday, Cassie. And Faldir, it looks a little unusual to you, and it doesn't seem like the sort of relaxed guarding that, most of the guards you've seen stand outside and just look intimidating, right? These dudes actually look ready for something. Like they are hands
Like
on heels.
shit's about to go down.
They are definitely cautious.
Okay.
That's not a good sign.
Well, unless they decide to cause trouble for us, I don't think we really should be worrying about them.
How close do we have to go to get to your workshop?
Not
At this
close.
point, I point out the caravan.
Basically, Cassie leads you down this little street here. So pretty immediately you turn away from House Cabay, and you go in, and there's the in construction caravan.
And Cassiopeia is going to start getting to work by pulling out all her supplies out of the back of that thing.
As you head on over there, the person you're renting this spot from, he gives you a nod and goes, "You hear the voice earlier?"
A lot closer than I would have liked.
Oh, you weren't in the square, were you?
Yes.
Oh, what was it like?
Bright.
Cassiopeia is actually going to bite her lip and just start throwing things out of the back of the caravan.
She's not a fan of really bright.
Sudden noises.
Huh. He says, looking at Cassiopeia.
And it
She
was
doesn't
really
like feathers. Tell the Tengu to stay away from this place.
I'm literally looking at Valdir and going, yeah, I have words about Little Miss Angel, but I can't because I already got admonished by Father Stone for it. So I'm not saying anything else.
Heavy locks of black hair swaying all over the place.
Oh yeah,
Her hair is going all over the place. She's
Yeah.
just so happy. This is gonna be a good day for me to make you a dress because I need to cheer you up.
But which way would a centaur wear a dress? This
So-
way or that way?
Cassie's going to
Both
get to work. Faldir, what do you want to do while Cassie's working?
So it's just down that alley.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to
I mean,
wander
it's not like it's
slightly
really
out the alley,
separating, right?
see if there's any of those followers who are trailing us.
They've actually sort of they stopped around here because the armed guards of Capet and the fact that this is a really heavy work area seems to have stopped people.
Oh, and here I was going to ask if Cassie wanted some assistance.
Ha.
That's evil.
no, Cassiopeia is. Does he actually ask that?
No, if there's no
Okay.
one there, then he's not going to bother.
Oh, there are just standard workers bustling around. You see Cassie's outside of woodworkers. You see cloth textiles actually being woven over here. There's various different little trades going on over here.
If somebody walks reasonably near to me, I would be like, hey, what's going on over there?
Let's see. You take hold of someone, and he seems to be carrying a few planks with himself, but he looks back down the alley and goes, I don't know. They've been bustling about a bit after that whole voice nonsense started.
Almost looks like they're preparing for a fight.
Yeah, it's a little odd. So maybe it spooked them. Spooked a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, well, I suppose you won't see on the streets. A lot of people have gone home, and he actually points to what looks to be a couple of shut down stores, which is a bit odd for this time of day. Shut down works places.
Oh, I guess people react to things differently.
Yeah. No nonsense, if you ask me. And he's going to start heading over to his little work area. Cass,
Yes.
want to give me a woodworking roll?
Carpentry roll?
Yep. Okay, all right. So you get to work, and despite the frustration, or perhaps because of it, you seem to be doing your work pretty well. You got a bit of focus.
Yeah. Not murdering anyone.
Yeah. How long do you want to spend working on this?
What time did we get here?
Oh God, got to figure out what time it is now. You guys did that pretty.
It was really early in the morning, and we did it right close to noontime because we
Yeah,
had
so
an early
it's not-
lunch. So
It's not particularly late in the day.
probably 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
I will go until these guys start breaking down for the night.
Okay. Right. Valdir, how would you like to occupy your time? Are you going to head off from Cassiopeia?
I'm gonna ask Cassie if there's anything I can do to help.
Actually, you're a woodworker, aren't you?
No.
What do you do?
I can do some forging, and I have
Gardening.
cartographer's tools.
Hmm.
However,
Knowledge.
you can, under her direction, lend help.
Yes, that's actually what I was thinking of.
I do have hammers and temporarily axes, so
Well, I will enlist his aid.
Okay. Well, you can go ahead and roll again, because making up for advantage you'd have.
Okay.
And then I want you to give me another roll with advantage. Okay, so that was actually a 19, not a 15.
nice.
And okay, very good. Yep, you are going to make quite a chunk of progress today. I would say today you are actually basically able to finish off the framework for this, get the roof started on, and it is starting to look like a caravan now.
Just bang, 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 bang.
Yeah. Okay.
And he said I could leave it here and it would be safe.
Mhm.
I will
And
leave it here.
Yeah. Okay, so
It will
you
be safe.
this is safe in the way that they basically trust that there's going to be enough people around at various hours.
That no one's going to try and start shit with it.
Hmm. This is old community safe rather than we're locking it up safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to start putting everything back in properly. I'm taking my tools with me though.
Hmm. Okay.
And she's also going to dig out of the caravan an extra hair tie.
You're gonna tie your hair up.
Kind of. It's not. It's going to be a lot lower because it's not the pretty tie she had.
Get a
So it's-
babushka.
Okay. Right. Well, you guys are able to do that. And you'll head home at basically. I assume you'll start heading back to the tavern,
Yeah,
or do you want to head?
that's where
elsewhere?
I'll go unless.
Wants to go elsewhere.
We said we would head.
You wanted to attend that sermon, right?
Yes, but Moss was supposed to meet up with Gifton. Where did we say we would meet up? Crap.
Probably at Talon Temple.
Yeah, I think I might need to go to Talon Temple to meet up with Gifton.
I guess that means Cassiopeia has to go there too, because this is how the buddy system works.
Moving in pairs.
Yes.
Right. Well, you will spend most of your day working, and you'll get to that a little later. Back to Gifton and Corvus. So Kanankape leads you back towards Pay. As you approach House Capet, because you are moving immediately towards it, you do see there is a bustle of guards. You can give me a insight to see if this is particularly unusual, if you care. Nope. Corvus, you're used to the military barracks where there are loads of people around, and having this many guards doesn't seem unusual. Gifton, you just don't know enough about this kind of thing to see that this
they're
is weird.
basically kings, right? So
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And there's Callan, Capet. Oh, also 2 perception checks. 1 each, I should say.
Oh.
Should have had you do this earlier. Wow, cool.
Get fucking.
Wow, okay. So, yeah.
I'd like to point
Up
out
by 1.
we both went up by 1. How amazing is that?
Amazing.
To be fair, I'm having this awkward moment of me and Corvus have never traveled in this particular fashion together. Where I'm riding on his shoulder and he's having to deal with that.
He doesn't know how to walk with you.
So he's probably
right,
acting a lot more stilted, and I'm just kind of, and it's actually kind of like awkward for me.
Very regimented movements.
When you get when Callan leads you to the gates, they open up immediately, and the guards stand aside without question. And as he steps through, the gates stay open. And just a few moments later, 2 plain-dressed folks that just seem to be walking along the street also come in. And Callan stops inside the gates and says, thank you both for the escort. You can return to your duties. And they nod and head off.
Bye-bye!
Corvus will turn around.
I didn't know them.
Well, kind of the point. Not so standoutish guards.
Is something with this activity troubling you now?
Well, it's part of the reason here. Of course, we still do want your lovely tailoring capabilities. But let's talk inside, and he's going to continue heading on in. And
of course.
he leads you in, and Escapade. It's nicely built. It's not ostentatious. It's clearly of money. It's clearly well built. It's very well kept, but it's not gold everywhere or
they were the
horrible
ones
things.
that came up through.
These are the ones that came up.
Yeah.
But he does lead you upstairs.
I'm gonna kind of whisper to Corvus as we're going in. I've never been in a castle before.
It's more of a manor house. The Gold Keep is more of a castle.
Does that mean
that's what castles are? That's disappointing.
Castles are make less cool.
It's not a castle, jeez.
And he leads you upstairs and into what appears to be a study, but a very, very large one. That sort of cross between library and study. There are books lining the walls and shelves, lovely leather bindings, a fireplace that is currently not burning. And
Gifton, you're on Corvus's shoulders.
Yeah.
Corvus' shoulders will just slump. Oh, I'm sorry.
You okay?
Yes.
Flashbacks of home. And he actually closes the 2 doors behind him. The double doors. Please take a seat.
We'll offer a hand to Gifton so she can go on the arm of the chair.
I'm just gonna march down your arm to the arm. That works.
Okay. Makes a little ramp.
And it's got the typical oversized, way too comfy, study style chairs. And he's going to take a seat himself and goes, so you succeeded in doing what you set out to do, I assume, and that caused that blight and all this bustle. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
more or less. Yeah.
I think it was that Father Stone was very heroic and sanctifying that place with us, and that caught the attention of his god. But we vanquished all the nasty ghosts. There were, she counts on her
We
fingers, like 4
provided
ghosts. There was like 4 or 5 ghosts, and there was something wrong. I could feel that somebody had made the place not right. I think the word is not corruption, but unhollow.
desecration.
Yeah, but they did something. Somebody did something terrible in the bottom of the King's Mercy.
And
There's something under the stones. Somebody did something there.
when we provided just the means of protection
But
for
then when all the big
Father
happened,
Stone.
there was that one priest guy from, I told you about that. That got Talon priest guy with the big fancy outfit and the bald head, and he was out in the street and he was all like red in the face and he was angry.
Father Aurel.
Is that his name?
Yes, that's his name.
No. Yeah, he was really mad, and then the Shire Reeve showed up and he said that everybody might be pretty upset and that we should travel in pairs.
Well, okay. So, a few matters. One, my daughter's very excited, and I very much look forward to seeing the completed work when you are done. And we will certainly get to that later.
Yep.
But more importantly, these words don't leave this room, if you please. This is a delicate matter. You understand that noble houses, we deal with each other out in the open terms, keeping up appearances. But you also have to keep an eye out in other ways, yes? Oh no.
She nods like she understands.
Does she understand? Meh. And he's looking at both of you as if like hoping for a reply.
Corvus will probably lean forward a bit more.
It's like having 2 businesses that do the same thing. There's a bit of competition, even if you smile on the outside.
Sort of. And sometimes you have to make sure there are people in place that can keep an eye on the competition.
That makes sense.
Yes, and servants and so on are very good for that. Thankfully, we've got a couple of people in place at House Landor and House Terrace, as I'm sure they do here. He says, looking at the closed door. And we have gotten word of movement beginning. Apparently, the little display earlier has sent House Landor into a tizzy, and they were already preparing for something.
Out of character, did we get told by Thaldir about the whole thing?
I don't think he did.
I'll ask. Dan, did you tell us all that, or was that done when we weren't there?
Which thing?
About the people at House.
You saw House Terrace going to Landor.
I think you told everybody, didn't you? Or
Yes, I told you some of the details about it. Not
one
everything,
of
but
our
yeah.
one of our friends was by House Terrace earlier today, and he said something about some very armored-looking, kind of mercenary guys, and there was a lot of shouting at House Terrace, and House Terrace said something about they didn't want to be part of it.
Yes.
And loyalty questions. I don't understand that, but we're new to town, so.
Landor and Terrace have been in arms with each other for quite a long time. But and he actually smiles a bit to himself as if quite pleased. We've changed that a little bit. I wouldn't quite call Terrace an ally now, but they're not opposed to us. So House Landor finds itself on its own. Terrace wouldn't say what exactly drove them away from them there, but we can count them as a non-entity at the most.
That's good. Are the people from House Landor going to hurt you?
There's a we're not entirely sure what they're going to do, but they do seem to be gathering mercenaries and upping their guard, which of course we've responded with our own. But whatever they were planning, it seems to be going a little quicker now.
She frowns. What do you need from us?
Oh, straight to the point, yes.
She kind of frowns and she goes, I don't know a lot about the city and the noble stuff, and I look over at Corvus and I go, I have to rely on my friends for that, but if you tell me what needs done, I can try to get it done.
Oh, yes, a few things. One, after hearing of your previous exploits and well, what you have just done, I would like to offer you a consider yourselves on retainer, if you wouldn't mind. If you would like to work for House Cabay, I'd be more than willing to pay you. I believe you could be
There's
of
a
great
very
use.
soft whisper to Corvus. Retainer, isn't that the thing you put in your mouth? Is that what you don't
Those
chomp
aren't
on your tongue?
invented yet. We just put wood in the mouth.
That's a weird conversation. Corvus, like, no, the thing you're talking about doesn't exist yet, Genie. Thanks for your anachronisms, Robin Williams.
It's like a mouth guard. I'm pretty sure they had mouth guards back then.
We have various jobs and expositions and so on that might interest you in future, and we'd like to be able to have you available at any time. Of course, it's no pressure to take that. It's just an offer. Secondly, we'd like to hire you for a more immediate thing. And we believe that Haslander is going to make a move of some sort, and we would like you to stand with us. Whether it be through emboldening our efforts with your reputation, or if it comes to it, more martial means.
I can't speak for the rest of my group, but I'd be fine with that.
Would it also be prudent to see if there's any information that you could gain from someone of House Landor?
That's another thing I would like. If any of your group are particularly versed in the less savory exploits and could find out more for us, I would appreciate it.
Gifton looks really confused by this. What's the less savory?
Lord Capet, in that regard, I suppose that would be something that I have experience towards. So I'll be interested to know what exactly you are wanting to gain in that.
Frankly, I just want to know what they're doing and what we can expect.
Oh, you want somebody to just listen in on them?
Yes, or find any correspondence or anything of the sort.
I look over at Corvus, like, okay, you're good at that?
Gifton, I've had an interesting life.
I didn't say that. I just looked over
I
at you,
know.
like, I was just looking at you. I was like, okay.
And Catelyn's actually looking at you, Gifton, and there's a small smile in his mouth as he's like, he finds it nice to see that you don't know about this shit. That's sweet.
You're too innocent.
I used to eavesdrop all the time in people's houses, and they wouldn't know I'm there. But is that bad?
Oh, my sweet summer child.
In certain extents, it is, Gifton.
But in others, it's very, very useful.
Okay. Well,
Of
well,
course,
if you know how to
yes.
do it the bad way, and I know how to do it my way, maybe we should just team up and do it together.
That actually, considering your size, may be advantageous.
What do you mean?
Your people were never seen in Tarnstead.
Nope.
You knew how to hide yourselves.
Yep.
Naturally.
It's a defense
And
mechanism.
yes.
Yeah.
This is not something that you should have to do, but things that are required as what you say bad would greatly benefit from your natural tendencies.
Oh, okay.
Now, of course, I must stress that you are here to make a dress, and this conversation has not happened. House Capet would never condone anybody looking
Would
through a
it be all
other
right
noble's
for
house.
us to at least extend to the rest of our group that we have been offered a retainer for services?
Of course. And if you choose to take the retainership, then that will be all above board.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. Well, I'm game if you're game, Corvus.
Yes, it's been a while, but
Marvelous, and you will, of course, be very well compensated for your work.
Sounds good. We'll need to work that out. She's kind of gonna frown at Corvus a bit. They need to not see us arrive together. At places, probably. We'll work that out. Okay.
Well, unless there are any questions, perhaps we should move on to nicer matters.
I look over at Corvus like I hope he has questions because I don't know the right ones to ask. Who's the head of House Landor?
God, making Ali open up her notes.
Ha ha ha.
Jeez.
I was going to ask that question, Gifton.
Oh, you were? Oh.
Okay. Don't mind that noise. That was Ali nearly stabbing herself.
Allie, don't stab
Don't
yourself.
stab yourself.
Bad Allie.
God, my notes
Oh,
are so
Ali
spread apart.
didn't do it, so good, Allie, for not doing it.
Okay, there it is. The Lord of Horse.
Lord of Horse.
The Lord of God, I can't speak. The Lord of House. Fucking my brain has. Yeah, Landor
Trican.
is Jax Landor.
Jackson.
JAX for your notes.
Is he a large black man with metal arms?
J-A-X.
I wish.
Jax Landor.
JAX.
That was mine. That's the head of
How-
the target name.
You know some things about their house because you possibly have kept an eye on it. Are there any dogs or anything like that?
Oh yes, they have quite a few pets. Most places have cats as ratters. They have a few just for show. They've got a few prize dogs. They've got a
Cats.
quite charming beagle that I don't like them, but I like the beagle.
Also, just as an FYI, this was basically Gifton's eyes when the guy said that this doesn't leave this room and important talk ensued.
We're talking about matters.
I'm not a
I
decision
fart.
maker. No. Okay.
Oh,
Well, that's good for me to
and
know.
another thing, you did this work for Elias Cantor, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Could you take a message to him for me? Yeah. House Capet would like to be his patrons.
Oh,
we would assist in sprucing up his inn a bit and perhaps getting some people in there.
I think he'd really like that.
Yes. I
He's,
think it could be good for all of us.
Yeah, he's been standing alone for a while, it sounds like. And the landlords
Well.
really don't like him.
Really? I hadn't heard that, he says with a smile.
And I go, oh yeah, we've been hearing about it. Completely not.
Yeah, and Corvus, you just get the slight eye shift towards you. Like, really?
Gifton.
What?
That he knows.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Don't worry yourself. I think it's very nice that you are not embroiled in this kind of thing. In fact, it makes me far more comfortable that you are making a fine dress for my daughter, knowing this about you.
Oh yeah, because we're very dangerous, actually.
I imagine so.
She actually says that very flatly.
Yeah.
No, we're very dangerous, actually.
And he chuckles
dispense
politely at
ghosts.
that. That's very funny.
I mean, we have a person that punches ghosts, so.
Oh, I
For
was actually
instance,
talking
our
about
doctor
brownies.
likes to stab people.
I was like, brownies are actually kind of dangerous as well, but you know. Anyway, we should probably get the dress done. We'll go talk to our friends, and do you want us to do the bad things at Landor soon?
he looks at you as if, like, you know, most people will know how to go about this without saying it. And this is really uncouth. And he's like, as soon as possible, yes.
Gifton.
Okay.
I'm sure your friend here can help you figure that out.
Yeah, sounds good.
Right, shall I take you to Milana? Do you need her as a model to fit this, or?
I could, I guess, if she wants to. I've got it pretty good, but yep, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she'll enjoy seeing me again.
Yes, and what was your name? Corvus?
Yes.
Mr. Adalas, yes. Perhaps we can, perhaps we can get you some tea while she works.
Good, and we can have a more discussion further between
The adults.
you and I about.
We can have a few words, yes.
Yes.
Right, and he's going to get up and he's going to open up the double doors and start leading you to deeper into the upper floors, and he leads you to Milana's room, which is ridiculously pretty.
Oh my
ridiculously
god, I am
girly.
literally gonna die.
However,
Yeah.
amongst all these frills and ruffles and everything, you do see on what looks to be like her what do you call them, the stands, the mirrors, the
Mirror stand.
no,
Armoire.
what's that tied? Yes, armoire, whatever it's
Armoire.
called. Yes.
Yeah.
Does it have a
The
baseball
vanity?
bat?
The vanity. Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, the vanity. Where's the little
On
desk
top of
with
the
the mirror?
Yep. Is a collection of what looks like to be twigs and feathers and just random little bits and pieces
Oh,
that are like
Gibson
being
loves.
stuck in the book. There are drawings of unicorns and fairies and all these sort of things. She seems to have a lot of fixation on nature.
This is why my people like kids.
Yes. If you want to prepare yourselves here, I'll have her come up.
Okay. Let me get the
Yes.
stuff up.
Yes. And do you need your friend to assist you with this, or can I take him?
You can take him. I should be fine.
Okay. Right. This way, Mr. Adalas.
Yes.
And he's going to take you back downstairs, basically. He does stop on the way, and you see him poke his head into what looks to be a more family living room. And you hear him go, Milana, do you want to go up to your room? The fairy's here. He's going to finish your dress. and you hear an excited squeal in response.
And then
a
like the
little girl-
thunder of footfalls.
a little girl rushes past you. Not any decorum here. She just zooms up the stairs. And Callan actually really looks after her with fondness. Like you can see the smile on his face. And then he sighs, goes, this way, Mr. Edless.
Yes.
And he leads you into more back rooms. This is more servant quarters areas. This isn't fine dining or show. And you see him mumble something to a random servant on the way past, who nods and heads off. And he takes you into just what looks like to be a little storeroom, and pulls a box out to sit on, and gestures for you to do the same.
And you said,
We'll have a couple of other people joining us in a moment. Your Gifton, she is very, very sweet, and I do believe that she's fierce. I don't imagine she'd survive what she's been through if she wasn't, but he looks you up and down. You're more versed in the more subtle matters, right?
yes.
Do you think she'll be okay? While I want this work done, I don't want to put anybody into danger they're not ready for.
She's a bit enthusiastic about things, which may not be too conducive to what you are wanting us to do, of course. Subtlety being a important virtue in that.
But there was mention of her kind not being particularly seen.
Yes,
So she knows how to hide.
she knows how to hide. She knows how to keep herself quiet when she needs to be, and
Perhaps
I think she's smart enough to know that.
Perhaps just stress the importance.
Mm.
And
Yes.
do keep yourselves safe. Do not put your lives on the line for our sake.
I would just like to know, I suppose, a little bit more of the background of Landor's estate.
Well, certainly. And there is a knock on the door, and then it's immediately opened. And someone who's just in very plain clothes could be mistaken for just a random worker out on the streets. Sturdy clothes, though. There's a lot of levers and that sort of thing. Comes in and sits down. This here is Joshua Fletcher. And Fletcher takes off the little cap he's wearing and nods his head at you.
Fletcher?
Pleasure to meet you. And he knows a little bit more about the inner workings of Landor than I do.
I see. Which is appropriate, I suppose.
And Fletcher actually grins and pulls out from his jacket what looks like to be a key.
Even better.
Can get you in. Can't do much for you after that, but I can get you in.
That is good enough.
And he puts the key back in his jacket. Of course, I'll tell you a bit about the Landors and what they do, if you need.
Yes. More or less who's around at certain times, how the building is laid out, and where points of interest would be if someone was to keep something discreet.
Yeah, I can help with that. And, I suppose I can answer any questions about the history if you want them, but I figured his information would be a little more important.
For this stage, yes. Later, if we need information concerning personal dealings with other people, how they have sways over others, that may be important later.
Okay. Well, I will leave you to it. I have to keep up some appearances.
Of course. And obviously, I'm not going to be going in like this.
I would hope not. No. Well, when you're done, there will be someone outside the door who will help show you out. Or you can rejoin your friend and leave when she does. It's up to you. Consider yourself
Yes.
a guest.
Thank you.
And he nods his head at you and heads out the door, closes it behind him.
Okay.
Okay. Gifton.
What was Fletcher's first name?
It was Joshua.
Joshua.
Yeah.
Gifton. You got a little bit of time to set up, but not a lot before you hear footfalls.
Yep.
Stampede, you mean?
Yeah. Clearly small footfalls, but loud in a hurry,
Yep.
thumping down the hallway. And suddenly into the room bursts the little girl that you started to make this dress for, Melina.
Hi,
Hi, Gifton.
Melina. Are you ready for this? We're gonna get it done.
Oh, I'm really ready. Really ready.
Oh, I saw your
Yeah,
collections. It looks so
I'm
cool.
ready.
Oh yeah. Look, and she actually hurries over to her desk and she pulls a feather off the desk. And she brings it over to you, and like, I found this outside earlier. Look, it's black, like they said the angels was. Do you reckon it is?
Oh, wow. What if it is? Yeah, I saw
Do you
the
want to
angel.
do you want to do a nature check?
It's from a crow.
It's probably from a crow. But I'm not gonna tell her that. Actually, I might tell her that. We'll see. It's gifted.
It's a raven's feather.
Oh, wow, that's really black. But I saw the angel.
Oh, really? What was it like?
She was really pretty. And it was super bright because there was this big whoosh and there's light everywhere. And it was really like, at first I was a little scared because I didn't know what was going on because it was so loud. But then they were really nice. And then they saw us again when we were at the temple.
You saw them twice?
Yeah.
Oh, Immo must really love you.
No, Imor loves Father Stone.
Oh yeah, you know Father Stone, right?
Yeah. He went with us to go fight the bad ghosts today.
Evil ghosts.
Yeah, the King's Mercy was haunted because somebody did something bad to try and make it bad for Elias because somebody doesn't like Elias. And so they did something bad there so that way it would come with ghosts. And then we went to Father Stone and he's like, Imora wants the ghosts to sleep. So he helped us go and put the ghosts away so that way they could go back to sleep. And it was crazy. And you know my little dragon Dingus? He made one. He snap with his teeth, and one of the ghosts went away.
Oh, you are so brave.
Well,
And
yeah.
she is going to basically try and get all the stories out of you she can.
Yeah, and I'll tell her stories and sing her songs while we do stuff, and we will have a good time.
Okay, now, so you already rolled well for this dress.
Yep.
I am going to give you a chance for another roll.
Okay.
To basically
Throw it
try
over.
and spruce it up even more.
It is 2 days worth of work, so it is quite a bit. So I'm gonna do my weaver's kit.
Now you've already got. I will say this isn't going to fuck things up. You've already got the base quality of the dress you have. This is just an extra.
Yep, this is my
Okay,
roll.
yeah.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
So, you see a few things already as you're getting her set up. It's that you're like, oh, actually, no. If I do this fabric like this and stitch it in this way, it'd be much better.
Yep.
Oh, this design could use a little tweaking.
Yep.
And
also seeing her room and stuff like that, just like inspiration is all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so over the course of a few hours, you are able to finish up her dress, and it is a work of art by the time you're done. And she seems
give it a spin. I want to see.
Yeah, and she seems excited enough by your presence and the events of the day that she doesn't get particularly fussy through all this.
Yep.
She's happy to stand there and talk. But yeah, when you're done, she does give a excited twirl.
I also confide in her my story about how I went to when Father Stone did the sermon and I clapped. I didn't
and
know.
she laughs uproariously at that. Like there is
And
no
I look
hiding.
really abashedly, and I go, I don't have anybody to tell me what things are like.
Oh, I know a little bit about stuff like that. I can tell you stuff.
Okay, part of our conversation is going to be going back and forth with that.
Yeah, and she will basically tell you the things she's been told of how you behave,
In
which
church.
might be a little bit more over the top than most adults actually have to behave.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to kick the back of the pew in front of you.
How do you
Keep your hands in your pockets, not near your pockets, in your pocket.
don't go partway through when you get bored, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, she's
Okay.
learning things. This is good.
Right. So you're able to do that. Zooming back to Carrick and Argy.
Mhm.
Yes.
You're basically able to get this tavern
Back
fixed
in
up and
just a
presentable again.
Okay.
You get that keg fixed. You take it out back because it's basically empty now and needs to be reused. But you get it fixed up. You get the shelves sorted out. All of the broken glass put away. You what takes the most time, however, is getting rid of the spider webs upstairs. They are.
I don't know who did that.
They are caked in that hallway, and they have lost some of their potency. It's not. It's going to trap anybody.
It's just
but
silly
they
string.
do stick to you. And it's that thing of, okay, I put it off with this hand. It's now in this hand. Oh god, it's stuck on my clothes. Oh god.
Mhm.
It's
And,
like Octopus had several silly string cans, and it's now
Yeah.
just everywhere.
I bet you if Carrick had a bucket, he could sit there and Presty it into a bucket, but it would be very slow.
I was actually looking at Green Flame Blade going.
Actually,
you don't set
it-
fire to Elias's tavern.
No,
Yeah.
the webbing does disintegrate with fire.
Yeah, the thing
You
is, it
don't
doesn't
set
actually
fire
do
to
any,
Elias's tavern.
and it doesn't do any fire damage currently, anyways, because it's the fire damage is only on the creature within 5 feet of it.
So
'Cause I
he
don't
would
have high enough.
he would hit the web, and then suddenly Corvus, your jacket sleeve would be on fire.
It's not Corvus.
Yeah.
He's not there.
No,
Oh.
I'd be lighting Argy on fire.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want to light Argy on fire.
So, but
Yet.
you managed to get the tavern put to a cleanly state, and it's
Yeah.
it's a bit late in the evening at this point, and Lars goes, oh, should we have some dinner?
Sounds good.
I can cook something up.
Because the dragon's been promised.
How about I head out and grab some stuff?
Okay.
Um,
Do you want an escort for it?
Do you think I need one?
It wouldn't hurt if somebody for us. Put money on if they're after us. If they started this with you, they're probably after you.
Yeah, I suppose that's the point. And he scratches his head and nods. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's head out together if you don't mind. Well, do you reckon the rest of the folks will be back soon? And it's getting very late.
I think some of them had to go to they're gonna go check out that sermon at the other temple to go back.
Just us then. All right. That's great. Let's just go have a meal out.
Dingus is all like,
Yep.
eggs! 10 eggs!
Yeah, Dingus is a mention of a meal out. Dingus is like you can see his head like wiggling excitedly in the air, and his little sort of those little claws on his wings are tapping on the tabletop excitedly.
gonna pick him up.
And Dingus is excited about meat egg.
That is going to be Dingus at dinner.
And as you guys head
I think
out,
it's turning to a little girl.
Yes.
as you guys head out and start heading down the street, you do actually see coming the other way Faldir and Cassiopeia, who have been heading home at this point. I'm gonna reunite you guys forcefully.
Hurt! Will not leave.
We're getting food. You guys want to come? Or do you have to go to the church for the thing?
What? Church thing? No. I've had enough with churches today.
All there?
Dan is
he's
dead.
muted. I don't know if he's talking.
I don't.
Well, actually, I think what we're going to do anyway is because getting into the next scenes is going to be a lot more.
Mhm.
We're going to wrap about 10 minutes early,
Sure.
or whenever we normally finish. I don't actually know what our finish time is at this point anymore.
It's about 10 minutes from now to 40
Yeah.
minutes from now, depending on how you do things.
So instead of having us run way over, which is what would happen, we're going to stop now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, okay. Nice job, everybody. You handled the situations well.
Mhm.
Sorry if that was weird. Addie's getting used to finding files and shit.
No, you were
Um,
fine.
Again, if any pacing was off, do apologize. XP, what every player loves. So everybody handed in their homework, and the group song was selected. So there's a bonus. Everybody gets 70 XP. 70.
Okay.
And on top of that, for the session, there's another 100 XP.
Oh. So we're at
4,072.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gonna touch Allie's face.
I hate the face touching. I died.
All right,
Oh,
I'm
no.
going to stop the stream now.